I can't believe that you came into my life. You made me feel again. Now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within, so go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within, so go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you? I know it's hard for you to give it a try, but you are not alone. I'm here with you. I think you owe it to this beautiful night to lose all your control. Do it for you. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away.
What's the plan? Send the robot in first? Smart choice.
It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. That's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. I feel it all. I feel it all. I'm feeling numb. I'm feeling numb. I lost my soul. It's on the run. I need a spot. I need a spot. I need some fun. I need that fun. I'm in the dark. Like what's to come? It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. That's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. That's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It's me versus me. It's you and I. The time is now.
You do you, Todd.
I chose my path. No choosing sides. I'll take what comes. Hit for the ride.
Hello everybody, welcome to the NACE Varsity Premier Last Chance Qualifier. Today, we have the UW-Stout Blue Devils versus the Rowan University Owls Gold Team. Now, one thing to note about this right here is a single elimination best of 3, winner moves on, and I don't believe there is a loser's bracket. Today, I have with me my co-caster Bobby. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing, Lash?
I'm doing pretty fun. I'm pretty hype for this match because right now, Rowan Gold just came off of a 2-0 loss against St. Clair's Saints, and also off of a bye week. So they haven't had a victory in about 3 weeks in the NACE tournament. And right now, the UW-Stout Blue Devils, they're coming off of a 2-0 win from about 2 weeks ago against the Bruins that you casted yourself, and also a 2-1 victory against Fanshawe Fuel this last Sunday in the CVAL League. So we got some good momentum going for the Blue Devils, and it's going to be really cool to see what they got going on here pretty soon. But before we get into a lot and look at those maps, let's take a quick look at the varsity roster. So starting us out here on the left side, we have D Young, an absolute menace and the star duelist of the team. A lot of what the team does revolves around getting D Young into like the best positions possible to open up the site as that entry duelist, and taking as many enemies down along the way. And also we have U-Phase, the controller main, strong presence, makes sure that everything is covered, all sight lines, and is always, or if not most of the time, the last one alive, and pretty good chance of coming back in a clutch situation with her still on the field. And we also have Toodles, the info initiator, an occasional flex player. Toodles does enough phenomenal jobs supporting executes and anchoring sites, and super strong at holding angles and locking down the lanes that are needed. We also got Breezy, an absolute menace of an IGL and a Sentinel main, locks down sites and brings a ton to the team in terms of coordination while being a super strong anchor and a great lurking agent. And to finalize it all, we got Pika, one of the newest additions to the team, is mainly a flex player specializing in the flash initiator, and although a little bit new, shows strong growth and just pure talent coming out. Now, if they are ready, I believe we are going to be loading into the maps now. Maybe, not really sure if they're ready, but kind of going off of the roster here, and the wins that the Blue Devils just came off of. If you want to go back and look at those VODs and see how the Blue Devils did yourself, you can go back and look at the VODs right here on the Stout Esports Twitch, or you can go over to the YouTube channel for UW-Stout Esports to go check out the VODs yourself. I know that the one from this past Sunday was uploaded earlier today, but Bobby, what do you think you're going to be seeing coming into this match?
Well, we've already seen UW-Stout in the past. They've already destroyed Bruins in the match that I casted. 13-0, and the FF on Bruins half. That is just showing how Blue Devils is just scaring away the competition. And I think that both sides here are pretty even. Owls have some pretty good players, and UW-Stout also have pretty decent players here. And we will probably be seeing a pretty fair game. I'm looking forward to, as long as they get the win, I'm looking forward to UW-Stout taking it home. But Owls, who knows? They might be taking it home here. But it is a best out of 3. We could be seeing the third map, but I hope not, because I have a bedtime soon.
Yeah, I get that. And as we look at the map select here, we have Ascent and Bind both banned. And the Owls did ban the map Bind, a very strong map for the Blue Devils, which can be a little bit iffy sometimes. And you know, it could hurt us a little bit in the long run, but the Blue Devils did choose the opening map of Lotus to defend on, which they are super strong, and they just run in super aggressive on Lotus. It's really good to see that one come out first. On the Owls, we have Split. I'm not sure if I've seen the Blue Devils on Split before, but they have a lot of potential in a lot of these close corner and open-sided maps. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of aggressive and just really cool plays coming out from the Blue Devils. And if we get to it, the deciding map of Haven, the Blue Devils have had a little bit of an issue surrounding the map Haven in the past. Specifically, the academic circuit and the academy team have had a little bit of trouble on that. So if we end up getting to the third map, the Blue Devils seem fairly confident in that map, as they have picked it for the decider. So if we end up getting to that one, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and Lash, we can see Blue Devils here. A common choice here, as they both chose, or Blue Devils chose 2 maps that have 3 sites. But Blue Devils, strange pick here, Lash. They're going on defense for Lotus. Have you really seen a team choose defense for Lotus? It's a really attacker-sided map, if not the most attacker-sided map in Valorant.
I would have to agree with you there. I think Lotus is a great, is an immense attacker-sided map, but the Blue Devils, the amount of spatial awareness and just ability to know what's going on, good game sense around that map, I think they have a really good chance of making it work, especially on defense, because they just know the map. They know all the wall bangable spots. They know the executes, and I know for a fact, even though they're on defense, we're gonna probably be seeing them push up farther and more aggressively than any attacker's side, like any attacker team that they go up against. I mean, these guys rush in fast, they take space, and they have an absolutely nasty setup on A with the raised satchels and paranoias and blinds and smokes and stuns. They just have an absolutely ridiculous setup for clearing that space and making sure that every little bit is locked down tight and doesn't give them any room. It doesn't give the offense any room to breathe while they're shoved into those choke points. So I think that they're going to be pretty strong on this map, even though it is attackers sided. But what kind of agents do you think they're going to be pulling out here?
I was just about to ask you the same question, but I mean, you haven't really seen a lot of different picks from Lotus. You really see the same thing, and it's just like with every other map. There's a set strategy, but who knows, the Blue Devils or the Owls may be pulling out a different strategy. But I will most likely see a similar comp with a dome smoke, a wall smoke, a good sentinel such as that can lock down a site. Mainly I've usually seen KJs used a lot, and especially raises to hold down the choke points and just like stop the push from happening, and just like allow the team to rotate fast enough before they can take the site. But I don't think that will be influential, as Blue Devils may have a heavy retake strat that they might work on Lotus, but again, we will be seeing that in the game, and I really hope that we do see an amazing retake here.
Yeah, I think that most teams do put a sentinel onto C to delay as much as possible for the rotates to come through, and most teams do play retake on C because of just the flank potential, and the two entrances onto site from the defender side make it quite easy to retake. And on the other side, you have B site that has just so many nooks and crannies that retaking just kind of becomes more of a nuisance. But I think we might. So one thing that is a little bit out of the what people think is Cypher. Cypher is really, really strong on this map, and most people don't exactly recognize him. The only map people think he's strong on right now is Sunset, because not a lot of people know the trip spots and how to play around his utility there. But on Lotus, especially on C site, he has immense potential, because his tripwires are able to push so deep into sands to catch the players off guard. There's a lot of Cypher Cam lurk spots where you're able to tag a bunch of enemy players, and they will have no idea where it came from. There's so much potential for Cypher on C site and also A site, with the amount of nooks and crannies you're able to put all of the tripwires on. So I wouldn't be super surprised to see the Sentinel switch up here turn to a little bit of a Cypher, but I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see when we get into the agent select. But man, I think we're gonna be seeing a Sky. I think we're gonna be seeing a Raze. Very meta agents, very powerful on this. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a double initiator composition with maybe a Breach or a Gecko, because both Breach and Gecko have great stalling potential and just great support on an open map like this, especially when comboed with Raze satchels or a Jet Dash. It can be super, super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. I will have to agree with you here. But Lace, I do have a question for you. What are you looking for in the characters, especially the roster or the players, especially on the roster of UW-Stout's Blue Devils here?
Oh, I'm thinking Breezy. Breezy is gonna, the amazing IGL, great spatial awareness on his end. I think we're gonna see a KJ come out. His ability to use lockdowns in the perfect situations and not be scared to push in, and even entry as a KJ is unparalleled. He's got great mechanics and an amazing ability usage to back all that up. In D Young, the duelist, I think we're gonna see a Jet or a Raze. Most likely a Raze, but there's always a small potential for swapping out the plays a little bit into the strategy. Then there's U-Phase. I think we're either going to be seeing an Astra out of U-Phase or a Brimmer Omen. Brimmer, Omen, and Astra, those three are very, very strong picks for this. Omen with his paranoia and rechargeable smokes. Astra with the sheer amount of map control that she's able to produce with her stars by pulling them back, creating off angles, leaving out smokes, concussing, gravity wells. There's a bunch of possibility for Astra on this map, and Brimstone with the mollies, Stim Beacon for quickly rushing into specifically B and C site, I think is what we're going to be able to see. And look, we got the agent select right up here, and U-Phase, like I said, picking off immediately on that Astra. And then we got Pika. There, it looks like we got the Blue Devils going for a double controller composition here. Viper, really good Really good stalling agent here for the defense. And D Young, just as I predicted going on that raise, Breezy on that KJ and Toodles. I did predict a Sky in there, and I'm happy to see it. And now over on the other side, we have Owls. We have a near mirror match here. Like I said, Omen is also a great pick on this map for those versatile smokes. I think is a little bit better on the attacking side for Omen, but 2D4K picks the Omen. It's a near mirror match coming in against for the Blue Devils against the Owls. Everything is the same except UFaze went Astra and 2D4K went Omen. Now we have, I mean, it's a mirror match, so it's mostly going to come down to mechanics and ability usage, and most of all, team play. Team play is going to be the biggest decider in who's able to take out this match. Because if the Blue Devils or the Owls are giving the other team 1v1s constantly, it's gonna come down to mechanics. And when you want to leave it down to mechanics, that's not the best option. So team play is how you win most of these games, especially in these like high competitive, high rate, like all of these teams, they have set plays and they have strategies. So it all comes down to which one is more refined and which team has a better team play capability with the multitude of chaos that can ensue from this level of play.
Yeah, and I'd also like to point out from the choices here on both sides, again, like you said, Blue Devils, just an exact mirror match with Owls here, and it's just normal at this point. Owls, I've seen that comp so many times in competitive play in past games I casted that featured Lotus. Just games, it's all the same. And I've actually rarely seen an Astra pick instead of the Omen pick, because Omen has been such a widely used character in these strategies just like that. But Astra, with more abilities and capabilities to hold down the site, we will be seeing how Owls will be able to push this. And they're already util dumping A here, and the Nanoswarm even goes out on C. It's just up to Blue Devils to hold this. It's gonna be a fake A push with them doing a little split, or at least one lurking. Pika will be able to hold them back with his Viper's Pit, or not Viper's Pit, but he will be able to hold him back with his smoke screen here. Xcode looking for the kills on the lurk. Still slow pushing on Owl's side. Blue Devils just not moving, except for UFaze. Oh, nope, UFaze is going back, and they're just not moving at all.
Yeah, I mean, just as you said, they're doing a little bit of a split default here, and it seems that the amount of space that was created just really wasn't enough for them to execute off of it, so they've chosen to kind of go over here by B, but Scriv was able to kind of catch a little bit of a late lurk from Breezy there, quickly traded back by Pika. Great moves and great reactions on his end, but they open the door up, and it looks like they're going to be ending C here. Pika blinded, backing off. Killjoy tech is down. They have no more stalling potential besides the Viper, and UFaze quickly pointed over, and 2D4K looks like they will get the plant off. 4v4 retake. Is UW-Stout going to be able to pull this off? And quickly blinded by the paranoia, and Flash rushes in super quick, able to try and catch one of them off guard. It's 3v4. Not a very optimal situation for the Blue Devils, but they've definitely come back from worse. And it looks like D Young, the star duelist, rushing in, able to pick one, and UFaze catching another one off guard. Flash trying to trade back as best as possible. It just isn't able to catch it very well. But Flash able to pick up a quick 4K on the first round with a nice paint shells and tap onto UFaze. Really close match there. Looked like the Blue Devils were going to be able to bring it back, but Flash said no and held down that spike plant as best as possible. And going into this next round, we're seeing the entirety of Blue Devils going pistols and maybe just some utility. But the Owls, they're going for rifles here. This is not looking good for terms of an anti-eco.
Yeah, but we will see LH or Wave resorting to his ghost here, and we will be seeing how this will work. And this time they will be pushing, or they will be slowly pushing A, making their way up, waiting for Blue Devils to push in. And I just noticed that Eco round, they will be, instead of playing together, they will be playing their separate sites. I've really never seen that. Usually on Eco, you want to play with your team. But again, we will be seeing how Blue Devils will work this out. And guess what? Breezy doesn't get spotted by the flash just yet, because it doesn't connect. The other flash doesn't connect, and Breezy is able to get behind the box. But Wave will no longer be going B. He will be resorting to A with his teammates here after creating as much noise as possible on B. And again, it will be a slow push unexpectedly because Owls do have the better gun here. But I will be taking back what I said, as they will be looking for the kill. Flash waiting for them to push out the door, but D Young is just baiting for Toodles with his shorty here. That's going to be really deadly if they do push up, but it doesn't seem like Owls will be giving in. Breezy with a good angle here. He could be able to get one. They don't clear the corner. They just clear the corner.
Trigger discipline.
Breezy does get 2D4K, but will get traded by Cold. That's one rifle down on the side of Owls here. UFaze will get the kill on Flash. Scriv will trade it. It's just trade after trade. Will be able to peek out, stopping or slowing down the plan. And Pika, with his kills, he gets one. And they end it off. Holy moly guacamole. D Young also with the classic kill. That was an amazing eco round. 4 Blue Devils there. And going into the next round, that was probably one of the best thrifties, as they've only lost 2 players that round on the side of Blue Devils.
Yeah, and not only did they just win that thrifty, they also did it completely with pistols and sidearms against full rifles from the side of Owls, and it just completely shut down the entire Owls economy, leaving the Blue Devils in a great place. They picked up 3 rifles going into this round, which means 3 of them are going to be able to guarantee a bye next round, going up against only Sheriffs and some classics. But if the, most teams are pretty good on their eco strats, and it was really good for them to play a little bit more separated on the eco last round, because they're able to get a little bit more information and get picks off just a little bit easier. And it looks like the Owls are going to be going just a little bit slower here. They attempted to push into B, a favored site for eco rounds, because of the close quarters that pistols gain a little bit more of an advantage on than rifles. But looks like they're going a little bit for a play here on the C site, and a little bit of a messed up flash there from Wave as they take out Breezy and are able to gain a rifle to try and get the gun advantage as much in their favor as possible with the limited resources provided to them. And they're going to be backing off just a little bit after claiming that space. Gonna get a little bit more information around the map to hopefully be able to execute onto a site, maybe get the spike down, and maybe get some rifles along with it. Just a little bit. Gunfire trading back. Not much is hitting for either side. Only one damaged a little bit is Wave from that Viper molly, and it looks like the Viper's wall is going to be put up to try and get a little bit of space here on A main. Going very, very quiet. They do have the player advantage. They're opening the door, and it looks like they're going to be going for a quick take here with those pistols. Quickly flashed out by Toodles, while Toodles gets 2 in the back sight. D Young quickly cleaning up another, and Toodles gets 3rd. Just shutting down the entire push through tree and main. Not losing another body and keeping all the rifles going into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you okay there, Lash?
Yeah. Sorry, I talked a little bit too fast there.
Yeah, alright. Well, Blue Devils, an amazing round for them. Already 2-1. Won the eco round. Won the anti-eco round. And that's already, looking at their util, they are rich enough for Breezy to buy the Odin. And I already don't like this choice here, because Breezy, we won't see what he's doing. But I can already expect Breezy to get absolutely, or will be able to get a lot of kills with that Odin here. But it seems like they won't be giving in to his Odin tendencies, as they will be doing a slow A execute here. D Young looking for the kills, playing a little bit too close, along with UFaze. He does not get spotted. He's helping UFaze with a good angle here. And Owls just not willing to push up here. They're just gonna wait it out for UW-Stouts to get a little bit too cocky and push up. But we will be seeing 2D and Wave slowly but surely pushing up B here. But we do see the turret, which is going to stop or slow down the push from Owls here. And again, we can see Spike is still at spawn, so we can already guarantee that they will be looking for kills. And we will be seeing a similar strat from Scriv here. waiting for one of the Blue Devils to overextend here, looking for the kills. The flashes does go out. D Young does manage to get early damage onto Flash, but Flash does manage to get some info. Pika does manage to take out Scriv on C site. 30 seconds. They have to push somewhere. They're going to push Blue Devils and UFaze and D Young here, but UFaze will be able to get 3 as D Young gets cold. That will be an absolute slaughterhouse in favor of Blue Devils. Owls walking right in to their gunfire.
Yeah, no, Bobby, that's exactly what I was talking about before the match started. They have a killer setup on A with UFaze and D Young just flying in and just shoving them right into that little choke point in lobby right there, because all they can do is flood out of one area. They weren't able to get up on B to crash out a secret, and the flank that they were trying to get from Scriv just got completely shut down by Breezy, and it just was not working very well for them. And look at that right there. We have that insane little aggressive push up A main from there to gain as much space as possible, and it looks like they will be trading dogs as Scriv immediately within 30 seconds is able to get the spike plant off. Mollies and smokes coming in, blocking as much space as possible. It's slowing down just a little bit, but the Seekers do come out, and DeYoung's able to get the first kill of the match, and Yufei is able to get another one on top of that before 2D4K tries to trade back. Toodles and Breezy just saying no thank you and just completely shutting down any chance they have, in Pika getting a little wallbang in there. The retake potential in the Blue Devils is just menacing. They have insane retake potential and their mechanical skills to back it up. They are definitely some of the best players I've seen in this league on Lotus. They have this stuff on lock, and they are for sure just going to be rolling on A site. Owls are going to be scared to push up on A site for the entire rest of the match. They're going to have to resort to C or B here, Bobby.
Yeah, and again, we will be seeing a C push from Owls this time. No longer looking for picks. We will have the common lurk from the Viper on Blue Devil's side here, but instead, UFaze and UFaze will not be pushing up with DeYoung here, as DeYoung instead will be holding C. Wave gets an early pick onto Pika. This will most likely get them the site control here. Wave is gonna Trailblazer out, looking for the kills. The Showstopper goes out, doesn't manage to spot DeYoung here, but DeYoung will get util dumped and will get taken out by Flash with his satchel jump up. Breezy holding a good angle here with his Odin. He could manage to get Wave here by pinging Spike and just waiting for the Spike sound to go down. The Odin is deadly, but guess who's deadlier with it? Breezy is, as he takes down 2D4K, and Flash will manage to put that Odin to a stop. And it's now a 2-3 retake for Blue Devils here. Defense, you already expect Blue Devils to do retakes here, and you also expect them to be good at it too. And they will be sticking Spike down here. Scriv is not going to be pushing it, but Flash will peek, and Toodles will be able to take him out, but will get taken out. UW-Stout will be taken out by Scriv and Xcold at the end, while UFaze was sticking that Spike. Sticking that Spike would have been a good choice, but of course, Scriv will be able to catch him off guard and will give Owls one more round to work off of.
Yeah, honestly, Bobby, that stick play right there with the Astral Cosmic Divide, that would have been a great play in a lot of different scenarios, but just how close Scriv was playing to it, and the lack of delaying ability for the other side of the Spike just didn't get it to work properly. He almost got the defuse off, but in the end, it was a really good play, but the Owls were able to adapt to it just a little bit better than anticipated. But in response to the quick C pushes here, DeYoung and Pika do have a really nice setup here, and those paint shells that DeYoung was able to throw just shut down the lockdown from the side of Owls immediately, which was a great play. But DeYoung overextends just barely and is able to get picked off by 2D4K, giving the early player advantage to Owls just at the beginning of this. And Wave looks like they're backing off just a little bit to go get that ultimate point, get one more point closer to those Seekers. And Breezy is going to get 3 people right here close up and able to trade out from Cold, keeping the player advantage on the side of Owls. And it looks like they're slowing down just a little bit just being a little bit cautious of how they want to play this. 39 seconds left in the round. Scriv's still on the other side of the map. Pika unsure if they're going to be pushing up, and it looks like Pika is backing off. They're going to be rotating over to A site, but the Owls know. Scriv there calmed that Pika left. It looks like they're going to be taking C site all for their own, while the entirety of the Blue Devils on A. That was a great call from the IGL of Owls.
Yeah,
that happened. Because there's only 12 seconds left in the round. That was a really quick decision they had to make. And it looks like UFaze is going to be pushing up a little bit over here into Waterfall with the other two, Toodles and Pika, going into CT. And he will get spotted out by the little alarm bot there. And Cold not able to pick up one, but Pika trades back, evening the player advantage. And it looks like they're going to be playing for Mound here. Pika going to be sticking the bomb. It was planted a little bit farther towards that side, but he's able to get spammed off of it only after he got it to half. Yufei's able to get 2 to delay it a little bit more, and the Owls aren't able to have enough. They didn't have sightline. Scrib wasn't able to get that one onto Pika, wasn't able to spam him out, and it looks like the Blue Devils will be picking up another round, but not without heavy casualties. But good enough for them. They have 3 ultimates online. They got the Seekers, Lockdown, and they have Viper's Pit to absolutely clog up B site, which is what it looks like Pika is going to be doing right here at the beginning.
Yeah, and on the Owls side, we will have the Viper's Pit and the From the Shadows, both decently good defensive ults here. 2D4K will most likely use his ult to get Spike. As we see again, the Spike is down, as they will be going for kills here. They are on their eco round, so they must get as much rifles as they can before getting taken out. DeYoung will manage to get pulled down and dead on the ground. Breezy will be able to Odin 2D4K. Why does he have the Odin? I do not know, but Breezy is good with it. But I am not good with it myself.
I can answer that question for you, Bobby. Every single wall on this map is paper thin. Not running the Odin on this is essentially throwing. Like, every single wall on A side is paper thin. Every single wall on C side is paper thin, as we've already seen the wall bangs from Breezy on a C site. And it looks like DeYoung does have the read here that they're going to be pushing up into the A site. Just waiting for the right moment to peek out and get a nice little head tap in a 2K, giving him 3 for the round. Not able to pick up the third, but UFaze easily able to clean up, leaving 4 alive on the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and again, Owls still not able to get the kills they need. But, of course, they will be having to time out here. Already down 4 rounds. Blue Devils 3 times or more rounds than Owls here. And again, their Owls' economy is just not looking so good. They lost that eco round. They didn't get as many kills as they hoped to get from that eco round. But again, we will be seeing how this will turn out for Owls. Hoping that they will get some more rounds. Their IGL is going, hey, you need to be better at this game. He's looking at them in their face, slapping them awake, going, get those kills, take those sites. Because we've already seen how decently well Owls can lock down a site from the retake from Blue Devils, as they've already stopped almost 2 retakes from the Blue Devils, and I'm pretty sure they only got spiked down a couple times, and those spike downs are only on B and C.
Yeah, and I mean their ability to lock down sites is very well founded. I mean, it appears that every time they go in and get the spike down while they have player advantage, they're able to secure that win. But the Blue Devils are able to adapt off of that. But as we look here at the scoreboard, I mean, UFaze is clutching up, MVPing this right now with 11 kills. And just right off the bat, as we see once again, super quick A-main take onto this. It seems that the Blue Devils just love getting that space. And, I mean, as I called it here, Pika pulling out that Viper's Pit onto B completely shuts down them wanting to go in there at all. And DeYoung peeks out just at the wrong moment as the paranoia sets in. And UFaze, they knew they were going to be there. Shuts down UFaze and does a little bit of a shot on the body. Just a little bit of disrespect going in here. 5v3. Not looking very good for the Blue Devils on a retake standpoint. They do have the Seekers coming out to locate all of the Blue Devils. They also have the Viper's Pit and Omen from the shadows to use in any way they wish. But the lockdown does come out, from the Blue Devils to try and clear out the site as much as possible. Looks like Wave is just a little bit stuck in there. Toodles and Breezy able to get their own, but Toodles left all alone in a 1v3. He's just trying to play around as much as possible. But from the timing, it looks like Toodles might have to back off and call it a save here.
Yeah, and he almost got the kill onto one of the owls here. Possibly could have made it a possible retake. Well, of course, he wasn't able to get the spam through the smoke onto X-Fold here. And Toodles will manage to get the exit frag onto Wave, and Tootie will be taken out. Owls losing 2 guns that round, 2 unnecessary guns that round. But, again, Blue Devils not getting the round that they really didn't need that round, but it would have been beneficial to speed up the game faster. 6-3 in favor of Blue Devils. Owls definitely that timeout was the right call. Owls woke up and they chose violence here as they managed to get enough guns off of Blue Devils' hands to slightly ruin their eco, especially Breezy's eco, as he just continues to buy the Odin. But Owls still not with a good eco after losing 2 guns there. But Breezy, with the Odin spam through the wall, will be able to get down X-Cold. This is just upsetting for Owls here, as Breezy, I personally don't like it, but I guess Breezy and UW-Stout will enjoy this time while it lasts, as Owls will be able to clear down the site, and it will be a 5v4 retake in favor of Blue Devils. Blue Devils could do a good retake here, but Owls won't be going for sticking the spike. They will instead be rotating to B. U-Phase will be able to catch out Scriv, and Wave will be able to trade him out. The flashes go out. It will connect onto Toodles here. Wave looking for the kill onto Pika here, as Tootie will be backing up, looking to take out one of Blue Devils here. Pika just praying that he can get one through the through the toxic screen, but he will not, as Flash will manage to take out Toodles. That is one of Blue Devil's roster down, and that will be another one in favor of Owls, as Flash will be able to get Pika to Breezy. He will be able to, or he won't be able to possibly take this retake with the Odin 1v3, as Tootie takes down one of his other teammates, and Breezy will be looking for an avenge, but he won't, because Tootie will put him in his place.
Yeah, great plays there on the side of Owls, even though they had the kind of disadvantage there from the player, the player disadvantage there. They were able to still pull out a fairly decent round there, as they were able to get all of the Blue Devils eliminated, kind of damaging their economy as much as possible. But you know, we're still able to see that the Blue Devils are doing perfectly fine. They're going to be able to buy into the next 2 rounds, while the Owls are still rocking some light shields. And it looks like we might be seeing another C push coming in, or at least a fake one, but the spike is still in spawn, more over towards the A site. And the Blue Devils are very, very adamant on having this A main control, because whenever the attacking side is able to push up into A main and get out into that courtyard, it's basically over. They're able to take that site super, super easily because of just the complete open area and the lack of corners that they need to check. It's just a deadly zone, so it's a great play on the side of the Blue Devils to take that space early on. And it's not really a good look for Owls here, spreading out so much on the offense with the spike still not in the hands of anybody but in spawn. They are slowing down just a little bit, trying to gather as much information as possible, and they grouping up A main, maybe ready to explode out of here. But D Young waiting on the other side with the showstopper, and is able to get 3-4! D Young was waiting for it, and he knew the showstopper was going to come in handy right here. 13 HP left in the Vandal, or in the health pool of D Young, wanting to get that ace, and he pulls it off!
Absolutely.
Giving the 7th round in the half to the Blue Devils from D Young alone. An absolute menace with the aim, and a great showstopper play on the Rays. An absolute menace, D Young.
Absolutely incredible. Just D Young, his duelist will always pay off every time you put him on Duelist, he will show what he is capable of, as we just saw from that round. An incredible ace, 3 from the Showstopper as they push up there, and will be able to take out 2 with his precise gunplay. Oh, Pika will be messing up his smoke screen, but it will land perfectly, just like an accidental completion here. But it will look like a B execute here. Breezy will be able to get the early pick onto 2D as he pushes up, not ready for the Odin. But at this point, what do you expect from Breezy, as he's just going to go for the Odin every single time? DeYoung will be able to get the other raise, making it a raise diff here, and DeYoung will be waiting for one of the Owls to be a little too aggressive, and it seems like they won't. They will be looking for info here, and just looking at the Owls versus Blue Devils 3v5, they're split up. Scriv just trying to get the kill, but he won't, as Pika will be able to headshot him back into his grave. X-Cold and Wave will be rotating onto C, trying to get the pick onto Pika and the site control.
30 seconds.
Pika is ready for anything that's thrown his way. Can he get the 2 kills to lock down the site for his team? Blue Devils, it's a 1v2. He's gonna loop Owls here, and the Viper's Pit will go down. That's not a good call, as Pika will be able to flank and kill Wave and Cold with his Vandal.
Switching sides.
Great play there by Pika. He was able to wrap around that entire site and able to catch the timing onto both of them. Great spatial awareness by Pika. Something you really like to see out of a flex player. Even though they're kind of they're an initiator main, being able to play Viper and hold down a side as well as Pika can, that's signs of a great flex player and someone that's just great at the game overall. And looking at these next couple of rounds going in, we're seeing a very similar default and map setup from the Blue Devils here. We got the Raze on an A, probably going to nade that right off the bat. Satchel onto Rubble. We're getting Toodles back over onto A to flash around for him. And it's just looking like a great match here. DeYoung pushing up just a little bit into C, trying to clear as many corners as possible. The defense may not be ready, as they haven't heard a single thing, but the alarm bot does catch DeYoung. Moves up just a little bit to try and get rid of some of the KJ utility before swiftly backing off, almost leaving the spike with U-Phase on C. It looks like they're backing off to maybe go over onto A site after the Owls pushed up just a little bit onto Rubble. They're going to be running into their own medicine here with a very similar setup. DeYoung completely blinded, paranoid, but is able to get the kill and on the flash onto the Rubble. None of them know where the Omen is. 2D4K. There's a little bit suspicious that he's in secret. Quickly given up, and the site take is theirs. Just that quick, and U-Phase will get the spike plant off. They're down a player on the advantage, but it is pistol round. DeYoung ready for one here and drop. Gonna hit that nice little right click. Oh, unable to find the second bullet under there, and Scriv takes the win there. Wave able to find Pika. 1v3 for U-Phase. Unfortunately, the Clutch Master isn't able to pull it off this time against 4 on pistol round. And the Owls will take the first round of the second half.
I'm gonna be honest here, Lotus, based off what we've seen so far, it's looking more like a defensive side now when it comes to this match here, as Blue Devils got more rounds on defense than they have offense so far, but it's only been 1 round. Who knows? And unopposed to what Blue Devils did on their anti-eco round, Owls will not be buying rifles here. They will be only going for the full shield, trying to get as many picks as they can here. And Blue Devils, they're just confident. They're confident enough to buy those good pistols like the Sheriff here on DeYoung's hand. Is he able to get the kills he needs on Owls' C site here? A really strong C site at that. but Young will be able to spot one of the KJ's mines there, and will try to look for another one, making a lot of noise in the process. He will be taking a lot of damage, but of course, they have the Sky. You can't forget about the Sky heal. The dog will go out. The dog will be able to spot some. Young tries to take it out, but to no avail. It's just not looking like a Blue Devils round for them here. They're just... Owls is locking down these sites like they're locking down a firearm from a baby. That's the weirdest analogy I've made this day, but Breezy will be slowly pushing up here, trying to get the lurk, but Doodles and D-Young will be the first to entry onto C-Site here. A really aggressive push on Blue Devils here. 20 seconds on the clock. Cold manages to take out Toodles. Will he get the kills? Wave will be able to take out Breezy. SMGs will kill them. Wave with 2k, Cold with the 3k, and will finish it off with only one casualty on the side of Owls here, making it an 8-6 round.
Yeah, this is getting closer and closer, and as you said in the pre-round there, on the last round, it's just looking a little bit more like a defensive-sided map, especially for the team play that both these teams are going for. The retakes aren't as smooth, but one thing that we have to keep in mind there is the Blue Devils were on an eco round, on another pistol round, because they lost the original pistol round, which is almost always a toss-up. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Blue Devils are able to pull out here on against the bonus round of the Owls. And we have Flash creeping up with the Judge, going to try and get a little bit of pick damage onto there, and Wave trying to stall, get a little bit of information, but a little bit maybe tabbed out there. I'm really not sure why they stopped in front of that wall. Definitely got caught out and punished for it, and it looks like the Owls did catch a glimpse of that KJ turret. Now the Blue Devils are going to be on edge a little bit, thinking there's a flank coming in here, and A side is completely open. Without Wave on the side, it's just completely open, and it looks like the spike is going down, leaving still one player, the Viper on the defense, trying to rotate over as quick as possible, and the Judge from Flash still satchels there, but unable to use them because D Young catches on a nice timing, and Scriv quickly trying to trade back even the scoreline just a little bit. Breezy able to pick off Scrib, little bit of a KJ duel going on there. Breezy still full HP, able to catch one from behind as Toodles finishes it off, and Toodles for another one onto 2D4K, leaving 3 alive. Not a great anti-eco round, but definitely not the worst I've seen. Only 2 casualties on the side of Blue Devils with those rifles. Not bad numbers, up 9 and 6. 4 rounds to conclude this match from the Blue Devils here.
Yeah, that was an absolutely great round for Blue Devils. After losing that second round there, or the first and second round there from Owls, and from what seemed like from Wave's side, I thought he was gonna go for the fake clone on Sky, but of course it's probably some connection issues on his side there, and it will be another A execute. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Blue Devils believes by that rule. Scriv will solo this site here, but as a Sentinel, they will already be able to take the site. His setup is no match for Blue Devils. Execute here. Young holding drop, looking for the kills onto Owls here, as they will slowly push up, looking for the retake. Owls' retake have been pretty good, but they've also not been so good at the same time here. The lockdown on Blue Devils' side will go down, stopping the push, slowing the push, but no, it will actually aggress the push because they need to take that down. But the lockdown will be able to take out 3 players of Owls, and it will set them up for kills. Cold looking for the kills to defend this round, but they won't have enough time. Cold gonna find the pick onto U-Phase as he exits. He won't be able to get the exit frag, but U-Phase will be able to get that KD, or he will be able to get that kill for his KD.
Yeah, and that's just that's just another round win, quick aggressive round from the Blue Devils, and we are going to see another timeout come out here from the Owls, desperately needed to try and fix what's going on. Last time they had a timeout, they won 2 rounds in a row. I think actually 3 rounds in a row. They were able to find out just kind of how to play around it, and I think right here, after the timeout, they're going to try a bit more of a new setup here. What I'm expecting is maybe 1 or 2 players on A rather than the traditional just Killjoy setup. Maybe swapping around some players, maybe putting that Raze back on A for that quick push up into A main. But after the timeout, we might also see some different moves coming out from the Blue Devils. Maybe a little bit of a B push or a C push to kind of counter whatever change they're making on A. Because right now, whatever the Owls have been doing on A just is not working for them and is 100% working in the Blue Devils' favor. And that is just not what you want to be able to see from a Sentinel. There's not a lot of stall potential that Killjoy has on A against the Devils because they just have immense coordination, and the call-outs and everything are just amazing from from UW-Stout. And honestly, I just don't know how the defensive Owls, I don't know how they're going to be able to pull this one back and figure out how to defend on A. And just as I said, they're putting the Sky and Raze back on A, putting that Killjoy on C, going to try and figure out what they can do. But it looks like we might be seeing a little bit of a C push here as the spike is on its way there. And that dog is going to catch him out, all running over to C site. So we're looking at really, really quick rotates coming over here from 2D4K onto the C site to try and back up Scriv as much as possible, as well as Cold. And, man, that controller utility is just able to lock down the site. And Flash was able to get a nasty flank onto them, catching 3 out in the open, leaving only Pika and a Bulldog to try and recover what's going on here. Quickly switches out to the Vandal, still full HP, spike in hand, charging up that Viper utility. Trying to find as many picks as possible. Flash just 1 bullet away from dying unless they can get a nice pick onto there, and they do. They find the 4th for the round, giving the Owls only down by 3 rounds. Definitely able to come back from this. But they're gonna get their work cut out for them for sure, Bobby.
Yeah, and Blue Devils 3 ults here to work off of as Owls use their, I'm pretty sure last round, I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong?
I'm not quite sure, but the Blue Devils, although they have 3 pretty game-changing ultimates that are online, they are on a eco round here, so they're going to be mostly playing for picks here. And I mean, as I suspected, they're going to be running up B, trying to charge in as fast as possible with their judges and stingers. Going to try and get as many picks as possible, pick up some rifles along the way, and really, really quick, within 30 seconds of the round starting, they got the spike down, and Flash gets the first one to Pika, immediately giving the Blue Devils a player disadvantage. 2D4K is popping out, and Flash able to pull up the showstopper and catch UFaze right as UFaze is able to pick him off, and 2D4K able to find D Young with that judge online. Unfortunate bullet spray for him. We got some pings coming out here and trying to get a quick clutch from Toodles, but Spike was held by Scriv, sorry. And they're in the out. That was actually a great eco round from the Blue Devils. They are able to walk away, taking away 4 rifles from the Owls as well as a showstopper ultimate. That was a great play from the side of Blue Devils.
Yeah, but Owls, Scriv, just fearless. He's just sticking that spike like his life depended on it, and it definitely did, because it seems like esports is his life so far, as he will be 11-14 here in the negative, but still doing amazingly well, especially going against the Blue Devils 10-8 here. And he will have the lockdown and Owls will have the lockdown and the Viper's Pit on the defensive side, but Pika will be able to get an early pick already onto Owls, making it a 4v5. Dion already pinging, knowing the alarm bot, he's knowing the ins and outs of Owls here. But both defender-sided ults on C site. Will this be a good call by Owls here?
Yeah, the Blue Devils do have the Cosmic Divide for a quick little push onto C side if they weren't to do that. But they are rotating back over to the A site, and Flash getting just blinded, looking at the sun, getting pushed out, unable to find 3 for the round. UFace trying to trade back, evening the player advantage. as close as possible, and Toodle's able to find one more, making it a 2v2 situation with 43 seconds left, and we have the defender lockdown coming out really, really quickly. Still 40 seconds left in the round. We're able to quickly rotate over to B, maybe get the spike down there, but the Killjoy turret is going to pick him off.
30 seconds
Scriv
left.
still up in upper. Maybe rotating over to C site here. Making the spike plant. Able to catch one up and upper. Yufei is able to get the spike plant off with Cold and Scriv up on top. Trying to find as much as possible. Still the Viper Spit online for Cold. Yufei is blocking it off, dropping spikes, dropping the stars down. And we will see the Viper's Pit come out from Cold, but an unfortunate situation as there's very, very few areas to spam the spike from. Or, there's very many areas to spam the spike from, as the dog will come through, but at the worst time, Scriv finds the timing and is able to catch both of them lined up perfectly for a nice double head tap, evening, well, almost evening the scoreline to 9-10. Very, very close game, and the Owls are appearing to bring it back.
Yeah, and for the Owls there, that was amazing and the timeout on the Blue Devils, but that was amazing for Owls there as they are able to get the early 3K and another 2K to finish it off. Just great retakes, great holds, and just great everything on Owl's side there. And the execution on Blue Devils, they were a bit slow at the start, but they picked up that pace. They got the job done, and they got the spike down, which is what they needed. And 25 seconds on the timeout, they will be planning and devising a plan to possibly take down the Owls here and now. Again, Owls, that timeout worked perfectly for them, in their favor. They have not lost a round ever since that timeout there.
Yeah, I believe it's about time that the Blue Devils called a timeout. They were getting a little bit too cocky and a little bit too aggressive on their end, and well, although they have really good mechanical skill, they have to have a little bit more team play coming into this, and especially on an eco round. They do shine on eco rounds. They have yet to lose an eco round against a force or an anti-eco here. So they have great plays and they have great coordination, so it's going to be really cool to see what other plays they have to work with here. Quickly shut down by the Owls util usage on A, and a little toxic orb put out that can allow them to get a little bit of a timing and a cross over onto A rubble, as we do see pings coming out from the other side of rubble, but nobody is there. They have no idea what to expect coming in here. A little bit of a spray. D Young is going to go over to C site and break that alarm bot. Just keep as many players from the Owls on C as possible, evening the numbers in their favor just a little bit. The Blue Devils are rotating out. They've caught the info that A is their stacked site, and they're rotating out as quick as possible, but the Owls do have the read and rotating their initiator over as well to try and pick up as much of the lost space as possible, and Util being dumped on both sides. D Young, Showstopper online, but a Sheriff in hand, pulls out the Roomba and is going to try and pull up as much as possible. Roomba gets broken as Scrib picks off Breezy and Pika. Toodle's trying to trade back as much as possible. D Young able to pick off Cold, opening up the site a little bit more than it was before. A little bit of a 3v3 situation here. D Young getting a little bit cocky, but it pays off against Wave. Able to make it a 3v2 in an eco situation. 12 seconds left on the clock, and U-Phase is going to get the plant down as 2D4K makes this an even 2v2, but Flash says, no, I wanted this to be a little bit easier, making it a 2v1, 43 HP left for U-Phase. All Flash and 2D4K have to do is spray through the smoke right here. And they might be able to pick off, oh my gosh, 4 HP left from U-Phase. Teleport coming in, and a little bit of a blindside here as the smoke comes up. Not at an optimal time as Flash picks it off. 2 players left alive for Owls, evening the scoreline 10-10. It's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, and that was definitely a devastating round for Blue Devils here. Owls, they could be coming back from this game here. And Blue Devils, that timeout did not benefit them at all. If anything, it benefited Owls there because it gave Owls more time to talk about a strategy. And timeout is a timeout, both sides, but we can see Owl needs that timeout way more than the Blue Devils needed that. And we will be seeing a similar ult here as Flash with his showstopper and D Young with his. D Young will be able to get the Scriv and Flash will be able to get the Breezy. That is both Sentinels down on both sides, but Flash will get taken out by D Young after overextending there. D Young still holding on, cradling his showstopper here like it's a child. He's just, we've seen how D Young can work out a showstopper, aren't I right? Because we've already seen that 3K and into an ace from that A hold from Rubble on the earlier rounds of defense. Pika will be lurking though and will catch Wave off guard. The Viper's Pit goes out and it's up to 2D4K to hold the site alone. Flashes go out, it doesn't connect, but Toodles will still be able to take down 2D4K. It is up to Hold here to try and pick off them one by one. He's just trying to split up the 1v1s. D Young, he could be looking for D Young here, but Toodles he will be thinking Toodles is in that Viper's Pit, and he will guess properly. Toodles will spray through the smoke after D Young's peek, and that will be a devastating round for Owls' defense here.
Yeah, an absolutely devastating round for them. It looks like the timeout was a little bit more spent, less on the eco round and more on the full rifle buy rounds. And speaking of eco rounds, it looks like we're going into an insanely broken buy over here on the Owls, giving the Blue Devils just a little bit more of an advantage going into this next round. The final couple rounds of this match are coming up real soon. Flash and D Young both have showstoppers online that they can use to absolutely shut down pushes, which we may see coming up here really soon. Pain Shell's coming out, as well as a Snake Bite to try and delay the push, and D Young just barely able to do any damage before getting picked off. But a quick trade back from Breezy, keeping the numbers as even as possible, keeping the advantage on the side of the Blue Devils. UFaze trying to support from all the way across the map, and all that's left on A site is Killjoy with nothing but a Sheriff. Pika might be getting a timing here to get peeked out on, as they're just walking, not clearing any corners, but it seems to be working out a little bit in their favor as they have A site on lock. They have tree. They're pushing in, and it looks like we will get the spike plant down from UFaze. A little bit of a flick there from Scriv. Might be seeing ghosts there or something. But Cold kind of pushing through the Viper's poison cloud there. But Toodle's able to catch him on an off angle and take down two of them, giving an insane advantage. But Wave, wanting to kind of even the scales here, isn't able to find it and is going to be choosing to back off here for a moment before going right back in. Knife out. Thinks that they can pull this off. 3v1, isolating the 1v1s, and they find Pika. Getting concussed just oh so barely.
One enemy remaining.
Blinded, able to push it away, but there's no time left on the spike, and they're trying to go for another one, but Breezy was able to get the last pick onto there, making it map point for the Blue Devils. Owls only 2 rounds behind. It's still anyone's game here if they want to go into overtime.
And of course, that was an amazing round for Blue Devils there. Now a match point. Can Blue Devils take the first game and move on to Owls' next map here? Who knows? But so far, looking at the ult economy here, both Sentinel or both defensive ult on Owls or Blue Devils side is gone. But I mean, they're offensive. Why would they need defensive ults, right? But they will also still be holding on to the same ult, as they will have the Seekers, no longer the Seekers, no longer the Showstopper, and the Cosmic Divide here. D Young will be able to get one, and that's both C holders. D Young getting the kills he needs for his team here. Seekers will be sniffing out the rest of Owls here. Owls, showstopper, 2D4K with the flank, but he won't be able to catch Pika as Pika will be holding down the flank with his life. The Seekers on Owl's side will be able to stop the push or stop the hold as UW-Stout Blue Devils will take the first map home.
Yeah, great play there for the Blue Devils. They knew it was match point, or they knew it was map point, and they wanted to get the ult economy. They wanted to get value out of those ultimates to secure the victory as quick as possible. D Young, as always, topping the leaderboard. Absolute amazing skill from his end. And able to opening up those sites, pulling out that showstopper, shutting down Scriv, and getting another pick really quickly after that. Just great play by the Blue Devils. Great adapting on both sides. Really close match there on Lotus. And man, what do you think about that match, Bobby?
That was interesting at best. It was a quick match, or not a quick match. That was actually a really long match. Actually, 13-10. I was really thinking that Owls was going to come back from that first half, 8-4, but not barely. Barely did they come back. And if I was Owls there, I would just be begging for more timeouts, because every time they time out, they just get more and more rounds stacked up onto their Jenga piece there. And it's just, that was amazing. And if I were to highlight one player that entire match, it had to be D Young. That ace was incredible. An incredible hold too with U-Phase there. It's the U-Phase and D Young combo can never be beaten.
Oh, absolutely. The combination of U-Phase and D Young, the controller stuns, and just the immense explosive power of D Young, able to open up those sites, clog up those choke points, is just really what brought the team to victory and was able to keep them ahead nearly that entire match. But before we get into the next map of Split, we're going to go to a quick 4-minute break.
My favorite toy story, both of his face and me. What it? Party's never over for me. My favorite toy story, both of his face and me. What it?
you didn't know. I wanna feel you closer to my skin. I think about you when my heart is beating. But you didn't know. I wanna feel you, wanna let you in. This is what you do to me. Let's explore this fantasy. I could take you higher than I know you want it. This is all I ask of you. Let me change your point of view. I could love you better than I know you want it. You want it, ooh. You want it, ooh, yeah. You want it, not just for a night. You want it for life, oh. You think about me when you're in the shower.
Sorry, I was muted. Welcome back. The next map we have up is Split. Now, going into this, I was never here when the Blue Devils were playing Split. So I'm not really sure what to expect from them, but what I am expecting is a general meta surrounding Split, a double dive with either Breach or KO, and maybe even a Sova, because there's a lot of info to be gathered here. What do you think the team comp is going to look like, Bobby?
I'm not really a Split player myself, but of course there's really a similar Sentinel play. There's always, or it might just be me, but there's always that Sage that walls mid, prevents the mid push. Because once you take mid control, that is just half of the map already gone, right? Because mid can access A vents, can access B heaven, and it just opens a lot of space for the attackers, which you just want to shut down immediately. Because you don't want attackers to get onto site. You want to hold down the site and lock it down, especially if you're not a good retake team.
Yeah, and that's kind of a double-edged sword there, because whenever you know a team likes to push mid and you wall it right off the beginning, the attacking side, they're just going to blast it down. They're going to unload it all, especially with the change to the Sage wall early on in Valorant several patches ago, how it's not at full strength right when it goes up. It really is a little bit confusing at times, because you don't know if you should wall. But what some of the best walls I've seen are a little bit deep into A heaven and right at the choke point in B main onto B site, because you're able to get the wall up to full durability really quickly without the chance of them breaking it, as well as stopping a whole push but not completely denying a split push. But I think we're definitely going to be seeing a controller and a sentinel. I don't know if we're going to be seeing double initiator, but I would not be surprised if we saw a Sky and a Breach, or a Sky and a KO for that good the good info initiator. And I think we're going to either see Jet or Raze as the primary duelist.
Yeah, and who knows, they might pull out the double duelist here, but again, you really don't know what's happening on Split. For other maps, you usually have, like, for example, Ascent, there's the common comp of Omen, Sova, KO. It's usually the same thing over and over again. But Split, you can change it up from time to time. But then again, there's always gonna be a dome smoke. Most of the time you want a Viper on attackers, because of the wall smoke can wall off heaven on A and also heaven on B, so it can already take out one of the defender's most useful locations.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, what I've seen a lot recently in my competitive matches is bringing Killjoy back into the meta of Split, with the turret able to give a bunch of information, cross-wide passive information with the alarm bot and the turret. They're able to set up, like the Killjoy able to put the turret on B on top of the boxes to watch the entrance, and the alarm bot mids to watch any aggression towards heaven or just any mid push at all. So Sage, although Sage has great stalling potential, it's the info gathering abilities that really kind of hinder the team when they choose to pick a Sage over a Killjoy, because Killjoy with the mollies has arguably a little bit better stalling potential than Sage with the wall. Although it doesn't block off line of sight, it does do pretty good damage if you're able to catch them into a microwave of the alarm bot and nano swarm combo. So it'll be a little bit iffy sometimes. I've also seen breaches played on this map. Split is one of those maps that you can kind of just change up the meta to be whatever your team wants to do in that given strategy. I mean, sometimes when I go in on Split, I'll play KO for that information. But sometimes I'm just like, I want to push in, and I'll play Breach as a duelist almost. It really just depends on how you want to play the different parts of the map and what your main strategy is for busting into sites. I've even seen people play Phoenix as a primary duelist along with Breach. It's really a toss-up into the air for what they want to do. But we are going to be looking at the map split here for a minute as we see the screens. It's a great choke point to lock up mid. And one thing that's about mid on split that's a little bit different is, like, it's such a confined space of a map that it's able to basically allow the attackers to switch up what site they're going to on the fly, basically by turning 45 to 90 degrees, and they're able to just walk forward to get to another site through vents. And I've seen people go through up heaven into the defensive spawn over to A site and plant. Like, this map is so versatile in so many ways that it can just get confusing sometimes. And all right, looks like we're going into the agent select here for the Owls on defense. We have Breach, Raze, Cypher. That's a big surprise. I haven't seen Cypher on split in a long time. We have
Mirror.
And we did have a sub in between matches. It looks like we went and they have Roku in the match now. And we have double initiator and Astra Cypher combo. Flashback on that Raze. And on the Blue Devils, we have another Cypher. This is a mirror. Oh, yeah, this is a mirror match that we're looking at, Bobby.
This is the exact same comps here. It's surprising. I was definitely expecting like an Astra somewhere, but I was not expecting both Owls and Blue Devils to have the same exact strat here. But of course, if I was playing this, but then again, you won't trust me because I'm gold. But if I was playing this, Cypher is definitely a really good choice on B. But Lash, you know really well how much I love to play Chamber on this map.
Oh yeah, I know just how much you love to play Chamber on this map, and I will give you a lot of criticism for it, because it's not a good choice, and I promise you that. I've seen his statistics. I've played games with him on Chamber. It does not help. Don't listen to him.
Well,
but
I top fragged that match though, so.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, but it's a little bit of a weird scenario here because it looks like the Owls are rushing 4 strong right into mid to try and catch somebody out, and a little bit of information was gathered on A, a little bit of noise was made, and it makes the entirety of the Owls go up sewers, and then trying to get back around. It was a fake on A over to B site. 3 players got through without a bit of damage being taken, and Scriv caught off guard immediately by Pika, and Flash is just on site. He's sticking the defuse. Nobody contesting him. Nobody stayed on site. And just a quick win for the Owls on the pistol round with 3 Blue Devils still alive.
That was the fastest retake I've ever seen before. That is the most
interesting retake I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. Flash didn't even get any kills, Flash only got 1 kill there, and he just stuck that spike. He just didn't care. He did not care what was happening. He was holding it down, and he took that round for his team. But we will be seeing now Blue Devils UW-Stout now going for an A push here with the Cypher on A. It could cause UW-Stout to slow down their push here, but Flash with the Bulldog, he's playing, Owls are playing anti-eco there, and they will manage to get 2 kills already early on into the round. Toodles with a nasty shot onto Flash. Can he get the other one with his Sheriff here? UFace and Breezy on site will manage to get the kill onto Scriv, but Wave will manage to cause Breezy to get murdered there. UFace taking out Wave with quick succession, and Roku getting Toodles. This is already a 1v2 in favor of Owls here. Can the Blue Devils come back from this round? It's 1-0 for the Blue Devils here. They just need this round to possibly buy rifles the next one and take the third round with it.
Yeah, UFace, known colloquially and very well known in the on the UW team to be an absolute clutch master, able to pull the team into very favorable situations just like that. Really good at isolating 1v1s. Baiting the star out there with the gravity well, and gets the vulnerable and able to get a third for the round with a little bit of a wall there, and able to save the Spectre going into this next round, bringing the Blue Devils back into this game, evening the scoreline 1-1 going into round 3 here. UFace topping the leaderboard at the beginning, just like always, while the rest of the team buys Vandals. The entirety of Owls, no bonus for them. They're going Sheriffs and Classics here.
Yeah, and again, that was not a good round for Owls there, because that was their anti-eco, and that was Blue Devils' eco too. So that was a really important round for Blue Devils, and also Owls there, but Owls was not able to get the win for that round. Roku will prevent Flash from getting spotted by that dog there, and Flash with a good kill on Pika. Can he get another one? The splash, or the paint shells goes out. DeYoung will be able to take out Roku and Flash there, and it's already a 3v4. Make that a 1v4 as Breezy takes out Scriv, and 2D4K. It's up to Wave to finish off, but with a classic and 10 HP, he can't really do much against DeYoung, and that is a round as DeYoung gets a 3K.
Great plays there by the Blue Devils, able to isolate rounds. Unfortunately for them, one of them did get caught out by Flash and got a pretty nice head tap onto there, shutting that down, but they were able to save 4 rifles going into the next round. Great plays by them. I mean, it's going to be a little bit interesting seeing how the Owls are full buying and forcing into this round, because all they're going for is light shield, which can be easily picked off through wall bangs and just quick team play. Easier body shot kills, but sometimes it works out in their favor, able to save money. But if they lose this round, they are going broke once again and going to have to resort back to a save round, which is why the Blue Devils are playing it just a little bit slower than they normally would. They're normally a super aggressive team, able to push in, cut off sight lines, and just swarm over the entire enemy team. But they're playing it a little bit slower, waiting for the aggression from the Owls to come in first, as the Astra Stars are used in mid to try and block it off and discourage anybody pushing through. But Breezy, ever so confident, constantly wanting to push in, going past an entry cipher, if you will. DeYoung popping that nade and also getting stunned from Market, and the dog, DeYoung. The combinations of abilities is absolutely nasty onto DeYoung as 2D4K gets a quick trade. Breezy able to find one more, making the player advantage go in the favor of Blue Devils really, really quickly. And the Cypher ult, their ult theft will come out. Breezy able to find Scrib on site, taking the Cypher themselves. Roku able to find 2, shutting down that entire push, getting 3K. And Flash able to clean up, leaving 2 players alive after that force. A crucial round for the Devils, bringing the scoreline back to even 2v2, putting the Blue Devils onto another force full rifle round. Not going broke after this one, but man, it's still not looking that good for the Owls as they all forced in that round.
Yeah, and Roku was the sub. Note that, because Roku did manage to pull it back. 3K retake there, or yeah, it was, yeah, a retake there. Even though the spike wasn't down, we can already see Roku is doing an amazing job as the sub. Well, going into the next round here, we will be seeing another A mid push with a lurker spike on the side of UW-Stouts. Can they manage to stop this push from Owls? Owls will now be backing up. That was a little bit aggressive on the Owl side. DeYoung will manage to catch 2D on the push, and the showstopper goes out. Can D Young get a kill with it? No, he cannot, unluckily, but he will manage to do some damage to Scriv there. And knowing that one's heaven, Wave will be pushing out, trying to get the pick on D Young, and he will. That it will be a 4v4 retake. Owls, the health not looking so good for them. Blue Devils, the U-Phase Cosmic Divide will go out. And it's just a full execute retake for Owls here. They have to push up together because of the lack of health. The heal will go out, and Wave will get 2. They're clearing backside. Scriv will get another. Can U-Phase touch it up? She's the clutch master, but she will not, as Flash finishes off the job for Owls.
Really, really close match here, Bobby. I mean, both teams are going back and forth. It's 3-2 right now, and it looks like UW is going to be pulling out a timeout here, trying to figure out what their next move is. They've been pretty aggressive, playing a little bit slower than they normally would. This was not their map pick. I think I should note here, the Owls did pick to go on to the defense for this map, and it seems to be working a little bit in their favor. Their retakes are primed, they're on point. That last round, I would say D Young got a little bit antsy there, trying to go for that kill, not knowing if there'd be 1 or if they're going to be 2, but he was able to find 1 right off the bat with a little bit of a just strafe peeking, but got a little bit antsy after that showstopper, trying to make up for it by going for a little bit of an aggressive play, trying to get as much damage to them as possible. But the correct move there should have been to play with the team, hold out the execute, and that Cosmic Divide, I would say, from U-Phase kind of screwed them over. I think it was a little bit of a scuffed Cosmic Divide there, because they didn't have clear line of sight to the spike. They were playing in areas where they're just getting crossfired, and it just was not optimal for them. But luckily for them, they are going to be able to go into this with a near full buy. I think the only difference is one of them's going for a Bulldog Pika. But there is still very much hope. It's still very winnable. It's not even close to being this map is not even close to being over. It looks like they're going to get a little bit of an aggressive play out here from the Owls, as they're just using a bunch of utility to claim that B main space, while that was the wrong call for them on that 4 stack onto B site, because the Blue Devils completely went in for a kill and just immediately took A site, even while Scriv was sitting there on site making sure that it would be locked down, but wasn't able to keep up with the ferocity of the Blue Devils. And it looks like we will get the Rolling Thunder out, clears all of sight. Scriv pushing in, trying to find as many as possible. Got flash, but still got the kill. That's 2 kills. 1 for Wave, 1 for Scriv. U-Phase getting 1 back, trying to even the score just a little bit. 2D4K tried to get the defuse, and it was halved, but it wasn't able to finish it off, and Roku from behind able to clean up the Blue Devils, leaving 2 alive for the Owls, winning that round. It does not look like that timeout paid off for them.
Yeah, and again, Owls taking it home. Roku, that sub Roku was definitely a good choice by them. Roku already top fragging, even though he's a sub. Like I mentioned, I'm saying that way too much, but like I mentioned, 4-2 here. It's anybody's game, but Owls doubling Blue Devil's score, even though Owls chose Defender's side here. Blue Devils will still be able to get 2 rounds off, maybe even a couple more if they do manage to win this round. But
yeah, and looking here, it looks like the Blue Devils are slowing down once again, something that really has not worked out for them in the past very well. Spotted by the Cypher Cam, really up high on B, able to break it, deny any more information, but they're now weary of a bunch of trips and cages that are potentially on site here. Not very much space has been gained, a little bit of gunfire being traded from both sides here. Flash getting a little bit caught up with a bunch of mania going on there, having to back off and reload, stopping the push up into heaven. But now it looks like we have Roku in screens along with Toodles, able to get picked off there and pick up the Vandal. That's 1 rifle in the hands of the Blue Devils on this eco round. Flash satcheling over, trying to get over to the A side as fast as possible, because that's where the push is coming from screens. All of the Blue Devils up in heaven, trying to get as much as possible. 1 picked off by Flash, another by Wave. Pika trying to even the score here. Player advantage in their favor. Pika using the Rolling Thunder to shut them down. And it looks like we have Breezy right here, ready to shut them down, but Scriv just knew. The spidey senses were tingling in Scriv's brain and was able to pick one off. Wave able to find Pika up in heaven, trying to get a little bit of a push down. And UW coming in, just barely whiffs the shots and gets picked off by Scriv for the second kill of the round, giving them Owls a lead of 3 rounds.
Wow,
Going into round 8.
I was definitely not expecting Owls to get this far already into the first map. But we will be seeing what this next round has to offer, as Blue Devils, their bye is just, this has to be their last bye. If they lose this round, they have to go into an eco next round. But ult economy is really low on both sides, with only Breezy on the ult. But he will manage to spot one early on into the round. He will be able to spot Scriv, but he is going to be the first one to push. He's going to use both cages. He used all of his util already just to clear out a site here. But still, nothing. A slow push. The cage does go out. Will he be able to find it? Scriv, he was spotted earlier. He gets absolutely util dumped and just jumped by the paint shells and the team's gunfire. The flash goes out. Util going left, right, and center. Pika does get the kill onto Flash, and site control is now in favor of UW-Stout Blue Devils here. Holding ramp, waiting, looking for the picks onto UW-Stout. Might be going for the flank here, but who knows? Wave will get tapped by UFace, even though he is concussed. Poodles will catch Roku, and D Young will finish it off by killing 2D. That was the round they needed. That was the round Blue Devils needed to take it back.
Yeah, flawless round coming out, making them only down 2 rounds here. It's looking up for the Blue Devils. They're able to get a full buy in here with a little bit of a broken buy on the other side. They are able to afford full rifles, but it's going to be close. They lose this round, they're going to have to go onto either a force or a broken buy. And man, it's a really close match here. These two teams, they're pretty even. We got Pika flipping back and forth on that camera. It's going to give me nausea. A little bit of a cheeky cam there from Breezy. Able to catch 2 people there, I guess 3. Pushing up a little bit close. Flash trying to find anything possible and caught out. Wave able to find Breezy after the dog catches him out, leaving the Blue Devils down 1 player, but it's pretty fast push here into heaven. 2D 4K waiting right there outside the smoke with a judge. D Young able to catch him right now as the gun poked through the smoke, evening the player advantage in favor of the Blue Devils as the spike is now down. D Young able to find that mirror match against the Rays and make that a 3rd against Wave. Able to shut that down. Roku on the flank, gonna try and pick out as many as possible. 2v4 retake situation for the Owls, and the Scriv caught up in this gravity well, made vulnerable. Yuffei is able to pick out Roku. Scriv a little bit scared to push up even a little bit, but maybe a double peek is in order here, but I think that Scriv might be pushing back for a save here. It's a 1v4, and they're going to be going on to a broken buy next round. It'd be safer just to save the rifle.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking up for Owls. They got that early pick onto Blue Devils there, but it just didn't work out because we have D Young here with the insane plays on his normal raise. He was able to get 3, I think, almost 4 there. But that was an insane round for Blue Devils. Another great round. UW-Stout, their economy is looking great. They have 1 more ult than what Owls has, but Owls is building up their ult. They are really close to all of their ults. Showstopper is 2 away. A really important ult, Rolling Thunder, is just 1 orb away. But they will only have the Cosmic Divide on Owls' side. As we see them push up B here. Flash going to push more aggressive with the Sheriff. He's gonna find UFace. He does get the headshot through the smoke, but D Young will be able to trade him out. The Showstopper will barely miss 2D 4K, and 2D will get the kill. That was a Rosa from D Young's side there. Roku getting 2 with that flash. Pika will be able to, or will get taken out with Toodles there, because Roku is just immaculate gunplay with that Sheriff double tap there. It's up to Breezy to do the 4v1 here. And the dog goes out. Roku's trying to find Breezy. Can he find it? No, he barely misses Breezy. Breezy is just dodged that dog like by a hair. By a single strand of hair. But they will still be holding mid. They're just not trusting Roku with that dog at all. And I mean, I wouldn't blame them for it, because Roku did not find Breezy, but he will find the kill onto Breezy. But of course, Breezy, before getting taken down, he will be able to take down one of Owls and get Owls to have a little bit worse economy than they're supposed to have there.
Yeah, I mean, the Owls were able to get some picks, able to pick up some rifles, and kind of bolster their economy just a little bit more against the Blue Devils. They're down 2 rounds. The best the Blue Devils can help. The best the Blue Devils can hope for here is to get equalize the score line here, make it 6-6 going into the second half. But the way that they played that last round really did not go in their favor. It all started with the D Young missing the showstopper, and then Roku able to getting that flank through vents, able to get that double sheriff head tap. Just was not in favor. Bad RNG on the side of the Blue Devils, even though they had the gun advantage. And Peak able to get like a really nice counter strafe shot, peeking out, and B-site is completely theirs. That's all they had to do. And PK also able to get wave, making it really, really early on, within a minute. Now the player advantage is in favor of the Blue Devils, 5-3. Smoke going down. Roku almost flashing himself, able to get D Young just ever so slightly. Down 120 health, 30 HP left, could just get spammed through the smoke. PK able to find a third. Flash able to trade back, just barely, making it a 2v3. Player advantage is looking up for the Owls, just barely, as Flash just has one tap remaining from a Vandal worth of health. And Scriv also now just 1 HP with a Vandal away. And Breezy able to find Scriv, just the back barely. And after Flash gets U-phase, Toodles is able to clean up. Not the cleanest sight hold from the Blue Devils, but it definitely was effective.
Yeah, and again, that was amazing for Blue Devils. Now they could be going into the half on equal terms with Owls here. Again, Owls chose defense here. They know defense is good for the map of Split. So if Blue Devils can get the tie points here, they have a higher chance to win this match. And instead of making it going on to the third map, they could have ended off on the second map here. But we will be seeing another A push. Blue Devils, their A executes are good, but are they good enough for Flash's operator here? I'm unsure of. Roku, 2 of the best players on Owl's side here, holding A, holding it down, just not letting Blue Devils push. But they're waiting it. The Cosmic Divide does go out. Flash does find Pika, and this is already a fast push now. Oh, Blue Devils will be able to satchel onto sight. D Young, the flight's movement there, will be able to catch Flash off guard because of that up. The Rolling Thunder from Wave's part will be able to stop them from holding sight. They do have Spike now, so Blue Devils will have to push instead of Owls here. The Flash will go out. 2D with a nice tap onto D Young. Roku destroying Breezy there. U-Phase, can she clutch it up for her team? She is the clutch queen after all. Can she do it? No, she can't. She does manage to find 2 before getting taken out.
Gun here. Switching sides.
Great play there from the Blue Devils, and great half there from both the teams. Unfortunately, the Blue Devils weren't able to even the score line there going into this, and unfortunately for them, this is an attacker's sided map with just how many different corners and different entryways the attack has. So we're going to have to see if the Blue Devils are able to hold down their sights and really, really lock them down here, because they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. Only 2 rounds down, but the kill disparity is really, really, it's looking really good for them. Every player on the Blue Devils are getting their own. They're putting in their contributions. They're able to work together really well, especially on attacks on the attack side. And I can tell that the Blue Devils don't have a ton of set plays on the defense for getting in a bunch of space made, but it looks like they might
Ooh.
have just a little bit of an advantage there. D Young likes to strafe peek a little bit there, able to pick off Flash, the duelist of the Owls, shutting down their space making ability almost entirely. So great move there. We're gonna have to see if they're gonna be able to hold this down, gather a little bit more information, and bring it back just a little bit. And Roku just barely dodging that flash and gets caught out by D Young, able to get right-clicked down. An absolute menace with the classic on pistol rounds. Blue Devils immediately up 4-2 now, with barely any HP remaining for Wave. And it looks like they're going to be rushing in really, really quick. A lot of the util being dumped, unsure where the Blue Devils are at. Toodles waiting right behind that corner, waiting for that spike sound to get planted. It looks like it will be going down. And right when Toodles pulled out some utility, Scriv peeked. Unfortunate for him, but D Young was able to fly in and right-click with that classic and getting a 4th kill on the pistol round to start off the second half. D Young showing absolute dominance on holding and retake ability here.
Yeah, D Young is the classic god. 4K with the classic right-click. He is insane. If it was just a pistol round for the entire game, I am sure Blue Devils would win this face-off. But of course, all great things must come to an end as we move on to the second round. D Young and UFace with the Bulldog. Of course, the iconic duo. You can't mess that up. And Breezy, Toodles, and Pika with their Spectres. It's a defense anti-eco. This will be great for Blue Devils here, and not so great for Owls, as they will be playing default here, but mainly focusing on mid to B, playing with the team. D Young does get an early pick onto Scriv, and UFace gets one onto 2D. That is the Sentinel and the controller down. That is no smokes for Owls here. Blue Devils already looking so good, looking incredibly good for them. UFace will be able to get another one onto Flash. D Young gets another on Roku, and UFace will finish it off. Bulldog kills left, right. UFace and D Young, of course, the iconic duo, but you can't mess it up. UFace 1v3, holding sight like a boss.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just as we said, UFace and D Young, absolute duo, able to hold stuff down by themselves, and were the only players that got kills that round, absolutely shutting down the entire push from the Owls. And going into their bonus, they didn't lose a single person. They're still rocking the Bulldogs, still rocking the Spectres. It's looking really, really good for them going into this, because they're going to be able to use those weapons that they saved from last round to pick as much of the eco off of the Owls as possible, as they evened the scoreline 7-7. This is a really, really close series. Like, it may be 0-1, but man, these teams are very, very close in skill. It looks like the Owls are wanting to push up and gain a little bit of space here on mid. Toodles just kind of barely peeking out. They want to keep as close angles as possible with the guns that they have. They don't have rifles, they got SMGs. Trying to play a little bit close so they can get a little bit of advantage in shots per second over the Vandals and Phantoms that Owl has in their possession. It looks like they're going to be going over into B main. Going to try and take a little bit of space. Astra Stars are coming out. Voltorb is being taken, and a bunch of util is being dumped. But not a lot of progress is being made from the side of the Owls. They're backing off. And Breach with that spike is going to be running all the way back over to A, as Scriv is just lurked up into A, not finding any resistance there, but won't be very lucky for very much longer, as D Young is right there with the Bulldog scoped in. That burst, able to find Scriv, take him down. Main side anchor and lurk taken down. Wave able to trade back, and Roku as well, able to pick off Breezy. Quickly trading out and giving the player advantage over to the Owls. 2v4. Toodles with a Spectre and UFace with a Bulldog. Going to be grouping up inside of Defender spawn. Flash just holding a little bit of an off angle here. Going to catch anybody going into Cubby and Elbow here. UFace trying to find anything. Getting herself a little bit in a precarious situation. Leaving herself out in the open. Go into that astral form. And Yufei's up on top, able to find Wave right there and gets caught off guard. Doesn't expect Flash to be holding that close. Toodle's able to flash and catch Flash, but it wore off a little bit too quickly. They're able to take that bonus round, and they're able to bring 3 rifles going into the next round. But pretty decent damage done by the Blue Devils with just Spectres and Bulldogs. And now they're going to be going into a full rifle buy, with the other team only being able to afford light shields and a couple Vandals. But their economy is not looking weak.
Yeah, and of course, I am seeing a really similar strat from both Owls and the Blue Devils here. As you can see, Blue Devils will, like, on their offense, they will be playing exactly the same as how Owls is playing, with one Cypher lurking. The same camera, too. I can't tell if Owls is just a copycat, or they both searched up the same YouTube tutorial at the same time and figured out the same strategy. But we will be seeing a B execute here, a slow one at that. They could be rotating off here, because we've seen that before from the side of Owls. Scriv pushing up here, but D Young will be able to catch him, and that is already 1-man advantage for Blue Devils here. Flash trying to lurk up, looking for the kills, trying to get his team enough information, waiting for Yufei to get a little bit cocky, a little bit too aggressive. But Breezy, he has a Cypher set up. He will be able to catch Roku with the tripwire. And Pika will be able to catch Wave with his
enemy remaining.
Utility there. Yufei gets 2, Flash and 2D, and it's already a 1v4 in favor of Blue Devils. Can Roku clutch it back? Can the top frag bring it back for his team? We have Toodles versus Roku here. 30 seconds. He has Spike. He just needs to win this round for his team. D Young and Pika already there. Will he expect Pika? No, he will not. But will Pika be able to kill him? No, he cannot. Unlucky for him, he pulls out the flash and looks away as Roku's pushing up. But Yufei, she will be able to catch Roku on the heaven.
Really close round there. Even though it was a 1v4, you could tell that Roku has a mechanical skill in order to bring it back just a little bit. If Roku was able to get up to heaven just a little bit quicker, they might have caught Yufei's off guard and would have thought that they would have gone down to the site to plant. Major damage done to both sides. Only 2 players were left alive on the side of Blue Devils, so that means only 2 rifles were continued on to the next round. But because they won, their economy is bolstered ever so slightly enough that they're all able to afford full shields and rifles, and maybe enough to go into the next round. And D Young showing that dominance right off the bat by getting a nice little lineup tap, but Flash able to even the scoreline onto them. 3v3 right off the bat, doing a little bit of damage to Roku as that happens. But the Seekers do come out to try and find all the Blue Devils and where they're at. Toodles is able to get the dog out and is wanting to try and find as many as possible. Roku gets hit right in the face with that dog, which most people don't know. That does 15 damage, and that's a 3rd kill for Flash. Toodles able to pick off Roku, evening it back down to a 2v2. Showstopper does come out from Flash, unable to find anything but just damage, and Toodles unfortunately flashed himself. Flash kills Breezy with the blast pack, giving it a 4K. Trying to pull that ace out. Nothing that's possible, and Flash able to pull out the ace to bring the Owls back into the lead, not letting the Blue Devils gain an inch on the scoreline.
Yeah, and we can see both duelists on both sides got their respective aces on their respective maps. UW-Stout, D Young got his ace on the map of Lotus with his 3K. I don't think we need to recap on that. That was probably the highlight of the entire day here. But Flash, with that clean little ace, kill after kill, picking his 1v1s one after another. But it will be an A push here. Oh, D Young playing really aggressive here with his teammates. Because they're on the eco round, they do need to get as many rifles as they can out of Owl's hands. But will that be possible? They will be pushing up. The tripwire will catch Flash off guard, but it will be broken with quick succession as Flash takes out Breezy and will be in heaven now, but will not be expecting Toodles with that annoying rat judge play. and that will be able
Out of
to
charges.
get 1 kill for Owls. A fair, or Blue Devils, fair match here. They will be retaking the site. The Rolling Thunder will go out, catching 3 UW-Stouts. That's all of the UW-Stouts left, as it's a 2v4 in favor of Owls. They're taking kills after kills. Pika and D Young are the only ones left. Young with the Stinger. He will be able to do some damage to 2D, but 2D will be able to finish off Pika with the trade off of Scriv.
A great play there by the Owls with the Rolling Thunder to completely stop the push there. Not a lot the Blue Devils could do about that, especially on the eco round that they had, but they did have a great idea just flooding up mid, because the Owls just loved trying to take mid control and executing off of it, and the Blue Devils wanted to stop that by going with that close range with the close range weapons like the Stingers, and they have a pretty good advantage against the Vandals really up close situations. So it was a good play on their end, but it looks like they're switching it up just a little bit and playing more for the sites. But unfortunately for them, the Owls do have ways to get around it, and the Cypher Cam still just getting picked off by Pika as expected. Spike is still on the side of A, and it looks like it might be rotating back around to either go for a B push or a push into mid. Not really a lot of actions happening right now. Just both teams trying to get as much information as possible. And there comes the Cosmic Divide from the Owls. The divvy up, cut noise as much as possible. And D-Young still with the showstopper in hand. Breezy able to find the first pick of the round. Yufei's able to pick up the second. 2D4K trying to trade back as much as possible. That Cypher Neural Theft kind of catching off guard. Yufei's kind of getting caught out and pinched. 2D4K able to pick it off from main. Toodles able to trade back, and D-Young with the showstopper able to find Wave, leaving nobody but 2D4K in the 1v4 situation. Spike in hand and utility being dumped. 3 stars left in the arsenal, but it doesn't matter. Breezy with the Phantom able to find a deep pick into B main and garage there. Great play by the Blue Devils, bringing them back into a closer scoreline here.
Yeah, and Lash, look at the score here, 10-9. This is anybody's game really, because Owls incredible defense. They had incredible defense, but even incredible offense. And I'm gonna be honest, they're playing the exact same. I literally cannot tell the difference between Owls and Blue Devils because they are so similar in skill level. And again, we will be seeing a B push here. Spike in spawn. Owls looking for as many picks as they can. But it seems like they will be backing up here, possibly. I mean, the smoke did stop the aggressive push. They will try to make as much noise as possible. But again, Spike still in spawn. 1 minute. Time ticking down. They don't have much time. The dog does go out. Will he spot anyone? He will not, but he will get a tiny bit of info on UW-Stout's whereabouts here. And
yeah, Spike's still just sitting in market in spawn. It looks like they might have a play to maybe rotate back around or have the Astra pick it up on the way to B if they wanted to take that, but this would not be the time to do that. Never mind, Roku with the confidence just running in like a duelist, clearing space, taking out the star duelist of UW-Stouts. And they are able to pick it off, and B site is now in their hands. Spike picked up, rushing onto B as fast as possible, trying to get the plant down, not wasting any time. 25 seconds left in the round, and it looks like they will get the Spike down with little to no aggression, but Breezy catching Flash in that smoke there, able to even the player advantage just ever so slightly. Neural Theft still online for the Owls, splitting up the site with the Cosmic Divide. And the Blue Devils not able to shut it down whatsoever. 2D4K able to find 2, and Roku able to get the trades onto the rest of them, finding 3 for the round, leaving 2 Owls alive. Further increasing the scoreline. I mean, it's 11-9. They're 2 rounds ahead, but they're also 2 rounds away from taking this map. We might see a map 3 here today.
yeah, UW-Stouts calling the timeout. I don't think that was the play because we've already seen how great Owl plays right after a timeout. But they're already playing amazing. How better can they be? That's the question that we're truly asking today. But again, 11-9 in favor of Owls. Looking at their ult, they really don't have many ults to work off of, except for Owls' Neural Theft here on Scriv. But again, who knows? This is anybody's game, and anybody's game will happen because Blue Devils and Owls have, I keep repeating myself, but it's true, they have the same skill level. They're gonna play the same strats every single time, and D Young and U-Phase will again be the iconic duo. You cannot get a better duo than this. I've name a more iconic duo. That's the meme, right? Name a more iconic duo, Lash. Tell me.
Honestly, I could not. I couldn't disagree with you there. I think U-Phase and D Young have an absolutely iconic iconic duo. They're able to play off each other really well. They're both able to clutch up rounds. Like the skill among these two players is just immense, and it looks like we have the Owls trying to push up really far into heaven, maybe going for a B split here, trying to catch somebody off guard, but Breezy said no, shutting down the initiator. The Flash able to trade back. D Young going up into mid, able to pick off Wave, the other initiator for the Owls, shutting down the stunning and flashing capabilities almost entirely. And Flash trying to get the showstopper in there, but Scrib was able to catch him, D Young off guard from Sewers, putting the player advantage in favor of Owls. And Pika trying to run up as quick as possible with that Stinger, maybe trying to get a little bit of a gun upgrade. Ends up picking up the Vandal. Just somehow knows that Scriv is in screens. Just ready for it. Trying to make it as even of a fight as possible. Going for those 1v1s or trying to make it a 2v1 and evening it out. And Toodle's able to even it up even more by getting the pick onto Flash in the 2v2 situation. Toodles and Pika do not want to give this up. Unsure where the rest of the players are, but in fact they are in heaven. Just playing for the stars, playing for the information. And that gravity wall was activated by the tapping of the spike. Toodles wanting to hold the angle here. Confident in the abilities of Pika to hold it down. And they were right. Able to get it to half and stop the spike plant. Getting the scoreline back to where they want it to be, which is only one behind. Just like you said, this is definitely anyone's game.
Yeah, and again, Lash. Blue Devils, they're gonna come back from like a loss or a win. They already have 1 point ahead of Owls now. It's a 1-0. We could go on to map 3, but I really don't want that to happen because I don't have that much time. But I do have all the time in the world, but again, I don't want to spend all the time in the world. But we will be seeing an A push here. An aggressive one at that. We usually see Owls playing a little bit defensive, but this time they will be playing as aggressive as they possibly can. The spike will be going down by Wave, but Breezy with you playing around the smoke, you will be able to catch both Scrib and Flash. That's Eco Gun, already 2 rifles down. 4 Owls here, and actually 3 because they just got another pick. Pika with another kill. This is Blue Devils round here. This is half. 2D 4K, 26 HP. He can't do much. 2D Young will finish it off, and that is 11-11. This could be, we could go into overtime here.
And this could be these next couple of rounds could either decide if we're going into overtime or if we're going to be going into a map 3, or even if the Blue Devils are going to take this game 2-0. It really comes down to what the Owls talk about in this timeout right here, because they're going into a broken by light shields, and they're going light shields and rifles going up against the Blue Devils. Super strong economy. Although the ults are in the favor of Owls, it's really not. They're really not as impactful. The Cosmic Divide can be really good for splitting up sites, and Seeker's good for information, but man, does that Rolling Thunder have so many capabilities. It can shut down entire sites. It's really good for retakes, and it can shut down the plants from the Owls. It's an insane, super effective and very versatile ultimate that's online, on top of the fact that nearly everybody on the Blue Devils has insane mechanical skill. I mean, same on the Owls, but the team play lately, I think they're going on a little bit of a tilt, and that's why they want to take this time out here. They're rushing in, and they're playing. They're not playing consistently, and they're not playing together. They're getting 1v1 trade. They're not able to get their trades. They're getting 1v1'd, and they're just losing their duels. And there are some star players on the side of the Owls like Roku and Flash, but D Young is shutting them down, as well as UFaze. Like, they're topping the leaderboard, able to shut down all the pushes from the Owls, and it's just making it really, really hard for them to make any significant plays. Once again, Pika taking down that camera. D Young getting stunned off, going to maybe be throwing the paint shells in to stall it out just a little bit, but there's not enough aggression. But looks like they're going to be pushing up into heaven. Pika able to stall out just a little bit after taking some damage. Wanting to probably play for his life here, play for the ultimate to secure them the 12th round in this. And all of the Owls are going up sewers, regrouping on A, pinging heaven and screens. Breezy, aware of it, spraying through the Cypher cage. And it looks like we will be seeing the Cosmic Divide come out to try and divide up the site, and the paint shells do take it out. The little audio cue does not work out in his favor, and Flash is able to pick off Breezy with the Cosmic Divide, kind of dulling the sense of hearing. And just as I said, the Rolling Thunder comes out, enabling a really quick retake, but Scriv says no thank you, and Wave says the same thing. UFaze able to pick off Roku, trying to even the scales here just a little bit. Flash able to get D Young, the star duelist. UFaze able to pick off another. It's 1v3 for UFaze. Will UFaze be able to take it back and be able to get this spike diffused through? It looks like they're going to be sticking, but Scriv is able to spam through the smoke. Almost, just barely able to save the round there. UFaze almost able to get that spike plant off, or spike diffuse off. That would have been really close and really cool if they would have gotten that ninja defuse, but that's hindsight 2020, and it looks like we're going into a broken bye for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be overtime here, or a win for Owls. Either way, we are going to see a longer day here, a longer match at that. And, of course, Owls, you can't mess up the split or the default here, because every time they play default, they do an amazing job. They get the picks and they get onto site. But will Owls be able to pull it off this time and make it a 13-11 here? Pika will get an early pick onto Roku, and that's gonna cause Blue Devils to have a one-man advantage here. Already looking incredibly good for Blue Devils. Might be bringing it into overtime here. I mean, overtime is definitely, for me, better than a third map so far. But we will be seeing how this will play out. And the Rolling Thunder and the Showstopper. Quick B push here. And it might result in Breezy's death. Another Rosa ult here, as Breezy does not get taken out. And the spike will be going down. UFaze will get a pick on Flash. Flash just whiffing there, not looking so good. Blue gets another pick on Script. Cosmic Divide goes out. The flight's moving on D Young. Pika kills Wave, and we are going into overtime.
An absolutely flawless retake by Stout there. Absolutely insane, and a little bit of BM utility being used by Pika there. Great retake on the side of the Blue Devils. The Owls, although they sunk 2 ultimates into that, Breezy was playing so far back on B that the ultimates had no impact at all. The Rolling Thunder didn't hit a single person, and the ult just it didn't completely miss. It did about half the HP of Breezy, but Breezy was able to stay alive and clutch out and use utility for the rest of the match. But UFaze and UFaze and D Young able to be consistent fraggers, able to get those crucial kills that deny some of the playmakers of the Owls to stay alive in the most crucial situations. And we're going into overtime here. Owls back on defense, and the Devils are back on offense. And we are going to see a little bit of aggression here into mid. Some of the favorite plays here from the Blue Devils. Super, super silent walking up into mid. Nobody but Wave kind of kind of strafe spotting, but using the cover of all that noise to hide their push into A heaven. It's almost like the Owls had no idea. Only 2 players to contest this 5-man rush from heaven. And it looks like DeYoung able to find Scriv and trade that out. 2D, 4K able to find 2. Wave able to find 1. This duo on site able to shut down the entire push, but Pika, the only one left, doing as much damage as possible, able to find 2, both players on site. It's a 1v2 situation for Pika. Roku up in heaven. Looks like Flash was unknown, but not anymore. But gets the 3rd, unable to find the 4th as Roku peeks out to get the trade. Super, super close round for both of these teams. But the Owls will take the lead going into the 2nd round of overtime.
Yeah, Blue Devils really gotta put their game face on, as they will be defending this round. Their defense has been pretty good against the Owls, but the Owls, again, their offense has been equally as good as Blue Devils. So, this could be an amazing round for Owls, finishing it off, or we could go into overtime ×2. But it will be a B push as Spike in the hands of B site over here. Scriv, another lurk here. Every time it's gonna be the lurk on Scriv, but DeYoung will get an early pick onto Scriv with that good flash from his teammate. That was a great support from Pika there, and the tripwire will set up Toodles for a kill on Roku. That is their top frag already down, and Flash looking for the kills. UFace does manage to spot both of them, but Blue Devils or Owls will not be able to spot them. In return, DeYoung gets a kill on 2D4K. 2v5, they're gonna be pushing together. Spike will be going into their spawn. At this point, they're looking for kills, not looking to plant the spike. Pika in a good place here, good position, but he's not looking in the right place. Flash does peek him, and he will get taken out. UW-Stouts now gotta play together. They're gonna split up. Flash and
30 seconds
Flash
left.
will be doing his own thing, and Wave will be doing another. But Wave with Spike, Flash will now rotate to support him, because you don't want an initiator to solo site control, even though Wave is definitely capable of doing so. But Toodles is more capable. The showstopper goes out. Can he kill him? Yes, DeYoung will be able to get the 3K and finish off Flash.
Yeah, great play there from the Blue Devils. Able to take some aggression and really able to open up the site. The real catalyst for that was the fact that Scriv was a little bit too pushed out there on the lurk. When you're lurking, especially on the A site against such an aggressive team like this, you want to play back. You want to play in corners where you can play anti-flash and wait for them to peek out and you can catch a timing on them. But it was a little bit of a misplay there from Scriv, and that kind of catalysted and snowballed into the Blue Devils able to kind of just roll over them that entire round, able to find their good picks, stay mechanically disciplined, but also aggressive at the same time. Great play there from the Devils, and now we're going into double overtime.
Yeah, and again, the same strategy, but this time they're pushing mid. DeYoung gets an early pick onto Roku, but that's 3 kills on the side of Owl. Flash and Wave just destroying, stomping the competition away. 2v4. It's gonna be Controller and Sentinel alone on UW-Stouts here. The attackers, they have to do something. UFace will have Spike here. Can they come back from this devastating 2-man disadvantage here? I'm not sure. 2D really good angle here. Could manage to catch both of them off guard. 2D has already been playing amazing here, and he could be playing for another kill, but UFace can already spot 2D 4K from that angle. Flash 30 HP, he could be good for 1, but who knows, they just need that lucky Vandal shot, and UFace does get that lucky Vandal shot, and he also gets the one tap onto Wave. It is now a 2v1, UFace taking it back for his team. She does not want to lose this. The Cosmic Divide goes out. She can win this round.
Yeah, great play there from UFace. Great situational awareness, and now all they have to do is play smart and play time out in B main. And UFaze using one of those stars as a gravity well pull off of Spike, although it was a tap. And looks like he's getting held down. Scriv unable to get it to half just yet. Able to find Breezy.
Oh!
And the jump spot over just cost them the round. Scriv able to clutch up. Able to bring them... able to bring us into the next round where the Blue Devils have to clutch up here on defense in order to bring it into triple overtime.
Yeah, this is an extremely close game. Just clutches being brought out on both sides. As we saw, Scriv with that insane 1v2 clutch. Breezy and UFace got a little too cocky there. They were like, oh, we can win this. But they were shut down immediately by Scriv. But again, UFace also did some amazing plays there. So this could work out in both favors. Breezy does manage to spot almost all of Blue Devils, convinced that Blue Devils will be doing a B push. There's going to be Breezy on site here, waiting. But Owl's not, but UW-Stout not rotating yet. They know how Owls are playing, but they don't know well enough because Owls will be switching up their gameplay here. They don't want to be readable like Blue Devils were earlier on into the round. Flash does manage to take out the tripwire. And again, they will be slowly backing off from B site over here. It's just a slow round. Scriv might be going into the hands of D Young and Pika here. Who knows? He does manage to hear that, and he will be trying to find D Young. D Young's gonna get sandwiched and pinched by Scriv with the flank. Pika alone on A here. The team's gotta rotate here. Blue Devils, Pika's lost. He got flashed. All the flashes connect. It's not looking like a good day for him. Owls, Scriv will be able to catch Pika. This could be a great round for the side of Owls here. Can Blue Devils pull it back from this 3v5 retake on defense? I am unsure. Scriv.
Yeah, we got Toodles pushing down here into ramps, trying to catch anything. Sees the tripwire. A little bit iffy, trying to get this 1v1 duel with Wave. Breezy 2D4K, trading back shots, unable to connect. Flash able to pick off Breezy. Wave able to pick off Toodles. And Roku able to get a one tap onto UFaze, bringing the second map to a conclusion. And man, Owls take split. Oh, what a great match. What was that? Double, triple overtime?
Yeah, that was double overtime, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Great plays from both of these teams. Super close. If the Blue Devils were just a little bit more comfortable on that map, I feel like they would have been able to take that from how close of a match that was. But going into this, I was seeing a lot of I was seeing a little bit of hesitation on the side of the Blue Devils, and I think that cost them the first couple of rounds. Later in the match, they got a little bit more comfortable with those aggressive plays, but they were able to put off a really good show. Unfortunately, they did lose on like the 30th round of the game. But man, that was intense to watch. It was really bringing that like, whoa, what's happening? There was a lot of that going on in the game, but I mean, what do you think, Bobby?
Well, what I first think is that I don't think I will be going to sleep today early on. I have to wake up extremely early tomorrow. But again, I can't miss this game. This has been amazing. UW-Stout Blue Devils have gone their first map, and Owls will be on their second map and their map choice. Of course, the map choice is going to cause them the victory. I mean, if it's their map choice, they're going to practice on it every day, every night. They're going to work on it exclusively because they need that game. And we will be going to the third map here, which will be Haven, the choice of Blue Devils, and we will see how it will play off.
Yeah, and we'll see just how it plays off right after this quick 4-minute break. Welcome back to the NACE Varsity Premier Last Chance Qualifier. We just got done watching a super close game on split between the University of Wisconsin Stout Blue Devils and the Rowan University Owls Gold Valorant team. That was so close. And a mirror match. That was a great match, and it was the Rowan University Owls map pick. So not a huge surprise as to the result of that. But up next, as we see here, we have the map Haven as our deciding map, with the great visuals, the great map design, and the 3-map layout, giving a little bit of an interesting vibe. And it's a little bit more of an attack-sided map with, you know, with a lot of different lanes. So it's going to be really interesting to see what these two teams have in store. Now, the Owls, for their picks, they're going instantly on the Killjoy Breach setup, along with a Sova and Omen and Flash running Jet for their entry duelist. And on the Blue Devils, we are seeing a near mirror match once again. The only difference is 2D4K is going Omen and UFaze is going on Astra. So it's a near mirror match once again, with Toodles on Sova, D Young on the Jet, UFaze once again on Astra, Breezy on KJ, and Pika on Breach once again. These are some very meta compositions coming out here. We're going to be seeing probably similar setups, with Breach being stationed just outside of A main, being able to stun the entire part of it. D Young on the Jet, able to peek A long and get some of those frags onto Breach. Breezy holding down C. It's going to be a really cool, really cool setup. But starting out, Blue Devils are on the attacking side, and it looks like it's going a little bit towards the A site as the spike is down right outside a window. We might see a quick peek off into mid by Breezy, and some decent aggression coming out from the Blue Devils here. Right off the bat, we got the Sova dart, able to scan Roku right off the bat. And not a lot of aggression is happening right now. D Young slowly pushing up in, maybe noticing the alarm bot, maybe not. Yeah, they notice it, seeing the pings come out here. If they're going to push in, they're going to do it quick. Scriv waiting right around the corner for that pick. Breaking the alarm bot. Just barely dodging the stun, but unable to find it as Roku picks off D Young, and Scriv takes off Pika, giving the early man advantage to the Owls this pistol round. UFaze trying to find a pick on C side over here, not landing any of those shots, unfortunately for them. Breezy trying to reclaim some space. A short up in sewers. Full HP, 1 nano swarm and a ghost in their pocket. Scriv jump spotting, able to see Breezy pushed up really close there. And another Sova dart coming out to scan. And Breezy knew the double peek was going to be coming and able to pick off bows too, evening the line. Knowing that somebody's going to come really quickly, popping it out, pushing back. Wave back into A main. And Spike does go down 3v3. We'll see how the Owls are going to have to retake the site. Flash with a Judge. Almost caught on the reload there. Some damage, 40 HP left. Dashes in, trying to find another one, but Toodles able to barely pick off Flash through the wall there, with Wave getting the trade back really quickly. The defuse getting tapped ever so slightly, and Toodles able to pick off Wave, giving them the advantage. A 1v2. Tapping the spike one more time, but Breezy coming up for a 3rd kill of the round, able to secure the pistol round for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and I also like to note that you called the sheriff a judge, which was...
Oh.
No, it made me chuckle, but going into the next round, we're going to see a now C push. After Blue Devils won that round, it was not looking good for them at the start, because Scriv, with the double kill there, and the util going from Wave into sewers there, it wasn't looking good. But now Blue Devils, with 1 round up, they will be going C here with the bait Astra. 2D4K will get some information and will be informing his teammates of his quick demise soon. But
yeah, we're getting a really quick push in by D Young, and it pays off with Toodles by getting a double kill, just spraying and doing a ton of damage to Wave in Garage. Quickly giving the player advantage to the Blue Devils, and it looks like Breezy is just hanging back in spawn with those nano swarms, able to get some chip damage off. Somehow flicking around. Flash just knifing Breezy for whatever reason. That's some bad manners on his end after the spike got planted. It's almost an even game. It's a 4v3. Are they going to expect UFace to be this close up? Flash trying to pull in and get some, but it gets double peeked by UFace. Wouldn't be surprised if they shot the body here. 1v4 situation for Wave with nothing but a classic in hand. Gonna try and catch one off guard. D Young just barely getting out of the crosshairs, but might walk back into it here. Wave jumping down, trying to make as little noise as possible as to try and get as much damage off as possible, but ends up dying to the spike regardless, leaving the Blue Devils alive going into their bonus round.
Lash, I really don't know what you have against Flash here, but he wasn't really knifing the body. I think he was looking for Breezy's gun there, but he wasn't able to find it because it fell off the map unluckily. So that was no Bulldog, and I guess really lucky for UW-Stouts there, as they take a second round for them. Bulldogs in hand against rifles in hand, but again, Blue Devils have light shield buys. They could get easily taken out. 2D will be spotted once again, and the kills will be going out soon. And it will, as 2D will take out D Young, and Pika will trade his teammate.
Right there.
Wave looking for the retake scenario here. They're not getting spiked down yet. They're just waiting. They're waiting for Owls to get a little bit aggressive here. And I don't think Owls will give it to them. Pika now sticking the plan.
Spike planted.
And Owls now with a 4v4 retake. Basically 3v4. Now a 2v4 actually. As Breezy manages to take out 2 there. And guess what? 5 HP left. Can he kill Roku? Roku! His average Jonas lineups are paying off. Those YouTube tutorials. Flash gets the kill on Breezy. UFace kills Flash. It's up to Roku to clutch this up. Can Pika kill Roku? Or can Roku kill Pika here? Pika just has a Bulldog. He just needs to get the lucky shots off of Roku. And he will be trying to bait off the stick. But it won't work, as Roku gets 1 tapped, or actually 2 tapped, by the Bulldog there.
Yeah, not a bad play there from the Blue Devils. I mean, they were able to take sight and get a lot of use out of that. I mean, Breezy's double kill there, leaving with 5 HP left, was able to draw the numbers out and draw out a bunch of time to where basically the fact that Roku had to stick the spike, whether they got shot at or not, that was the Blue Devils bonus round. Although a lot of them died, they ended up winning, sticking it out, and they won the round, giving them enough money to full buy going into this next round. But super unlucky for UFace here, just got absolutely util dumped. But the trigger discipline was able to get UFace a triple kill there. They didn't expect the Aster to be sitting there right in that cubby, instantaneously making it make that a 4v2. As 2D4K was able to get a nice clean headshot with the Sheriff there in Garage. All that's left is Skriv with the Sheriff, Mage Punk in hand, getting sprayed down, a little bit of damage. Concuss coming out here, not able to find another one, but gets a nice timing, and UFace is able to close it out with a nice 4K to win them the 4th round of Haven.
Yeah, already four rounds ahead of the Owls. Blue Devils could be taking this home, and I could be taking a sleep soon enough. But looking at the ult economy, once again, Blue Devils, UW-Stouts, they have really good ults to take sight. Cosmic Divide in the hands of UFace. We've already seen how that could work out. UFace just Astra left, right, and center. And her Astra is impeccable. And Breezy's lockdown. Breezy with his normal Sentinel choice of choice, which is the Killjoy. Probably his favorite at this point. But Pika will be able to get Roku after the trade from D Young there. 3v4 retake for Owls, but 2D. He's on the flank. Unexpected for Blue Devils here. And it seems like UFace will be putting the spike down in a safe spot. Flash, his ears are amazing. He knows where exactly the spike is being planted, but he barely escapes from Pika's utility there and almost dies. He's at 45 HP. Scriv will be able to get the lucky kill and the one tap onto U-Phase. Pika and U-Phase just got absolutely put down in their place, and 2D with the flank will make Breezy sit down there.
Yeah, and some good manners coming into the chat there. U-Phase complimenting those shots from 2D4K, and man, Pika says, "You make me angry." There's a little bit of a competition going in there, and I will have to commend them for those shots. Fully concussed one taps onto those players. Those were great. Those were very, very well executed, and a little bit of luck goes into them, but you can't dismiss good aim. But one thing we did notice was Flash pulled out the operator, securing a decent amount of holding potential for that team. Normally you'd play that on C, which of course Flash is, but U-Phase just lurking up a little bit onto C here with the Astra, just waiting for a little bit of aggression coming in. Not peeking out with that one way, but definitely waiting for a little bit of aggression here from 2D4K and Flash. Maybe gonna get a quick jump spot here. Maybe unaware that 2D4K is really, really close up. Both teams playing very careful, very slow. U-Phase was able to find 2D4K there up in that lurk, giving them the player advantage really early on, as both teams have little to no information of where the rest of them are, even with all the info gathering utility that they have. U-Phase might be getting a little bit cocky here, and maybe pushing out when they definitely should have, and got a nice timing for that jump spot, just ever so slightly catching Flash on that. And we're going to see a bunch of util being dumped out. Roku able to find DeYoung, quickly traded back by both Toodles and Breezy, making it, never mind, a 4v1 retake for the operator on Flash. If I was in that situation, I would just save the operator, because there's very little chance that an operator is going to be able to get a 4K with the way the Blue Devils are playing here. Breezy getting a little bit of a lurk into spawn, maybe gonna catch Flash off guard just a little bit, but Breezy might be walking right into the crosshair. Barely missed shot by Flash. Getting some damage done. Smoked himself off, but able to finalize that kill with only 7 HP remaining. Blade Storm is available if they wanted to go for it. U-Phase trying to hit a little bit of a flank here, but Flash seems to know it. Getting caught out from Garage, just barely out of the field of view of Flash. Toodles able to close that out. 3 players still alive. Now Blue Devils up 4 rounds going into the 7th round here on Haven.
Yeah, and look at the util, really even util here. But Blue Devils has more of a post-plant util with the Sova, the Killjoy, and the Breach ults here. They can simply hold down a site once they take it, and that's what they need to do. I can already picture in my head how they are going to take any site of their choice. Just get the Rolling Thunder in, get Spike down, and just hold it with your life. But again, we will be seeing Flash with his ult here, pushing up. I mean, he lost the op. He's gonna have to use his ult here if he wants to get a couple picks this round onto Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart play coming in here from Flash using the Blade Storm. It's great for economy rounds because it's one of the few pieces of utility that can compete with rifles consistently. And DeYoung able to find the really quick pick onto Wave deep in sight, but only 19 HP remaining. Flash deep into the attacker's spawn. Roku able to find DeYoung barely with any HP left. 2D4K able to pick off U-Phase, and Scriv cleaning up Toodles. Breezy, only one left alive in a 1v4 situation. Gonna get caught out here, and Roku able to find a nice counter-strafe tap to clean it out, and on a pretty crucial round for the Owls to solidify their economy and not completely go broke.
Yeah, and then going in now to the 8th round here. 2-5. Owls are slowly making their comeback here, and they are digging themselves out of the grave from possibly getting 13-0'd. Now it's up to Blue Devils to possibly use their 4 ults here. They have so many ult capabilities to do here, and they just need that this round if they want to get on to the next one. And D-Young will get an early kill onto Flash before Wave takes him out. This is already looking amazing for Blue Devils as they have a one-man advantage here. But UFace, will he expect it? He will peek, he will watch, but Roku will still be holding that angle. But UFace will just immediately look away. Breezy getting the kill onto Roku to avenge his fallen comrade in battle, and it's just gonna be a C push here. Alright, it's gonna be, yeah, it's definitely going to be a slow C push. Now a fast one. Clearing out sight as fast as possible. Breezy getting down Spike without even clearing back sight, causing him to die. That is his punishment. Scriv and Wave versus Pika here. Pika has his Rolling Thunder. He could have he could win this round if he plays it well. He just has to separate his 1v1s. The flash on both sides here. Wave versus Pika. Breach versus Breach. They're just dumping util on each other, but Scriv will be able to pick off Pika after his peek, and passing it to you.
Yeah, an interesting round there for sure. They just weren't clearing the angles, and they weren't clearing CT and on site when they were pushing up. Unfortunate situation, but they were low on time, so there's a little bit of leniency there. Once again, we're going to see the operator come out from Flash, but I mean, it's going to be pretty close to going broke here. If the Blue Devils are able to pick up these next two rounds, like this round and the next one, they're going to be able to solidify their economy for the rest of this half, which is going to be really crucial here. So if they're going to be able to push up on C site, they're able to find 2D4K and tag him with the Sova dart, but he got paranoid, but D-Young has no fear, rushing in super quickly, gets punished through the smoke by 2D4K, and 2D4K is able to find another before getting traded out by Pika. Blue Devils left in an unfortunate situation where they're going to have to back off from this lockdown, and Breezy's able to find a quick peek onto somebody getting onto Scriv, who got a little bit of antsy pushing out there on Garage, and Flash ready for this rotate with the operator, able to find one and almost two with the collateral. Still almost full HP remaining. Gets caught inside of the molly. Almost taken out. 46 HP remaining with the op. Repositioning into a little bit more favorable situation. 2v3. On the side of the Blue Devils. Only have two left remaining. UFace backing up. And Flash able to find Breezy peeking out. Backing off swiftly with that dash. UFace rushing quickly over to C, where they might meet up with Wave. Not making any noise. I think just barely got out of the audio circle. But now, for sure, going to be heard and spotted by Wave. Doesn't seem that UFace is aware that Wave is already on site. Pushing into Garage. Might go for a little bit of a tap here. UFace getting a little bit of a flank going on. Unsure of where UFace is. Maybe thinking that they're long, but it appears that they know that UFace is in Garage, and Wave able to peek right off of that stun and dart and close out this round, even, like, getting closer and closer to tying the game. Only down one round now. Ultimate Economy looking very, very similar. Got that Hunter's Fury and Rolling Thunder on the side of Owls. Lockdown, Rolling Thunder, and Hunter's Fury on the side of Blue Devils. With very, very close ult economy. If UFace is able to get a kill and an ultimate point, we can get that Cosmic Divide up and running once again. And I think it's about time that the Blue Devils call a timeout and kind of assess what happened the last 4 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really poor round for Blue Devils here. And going into this round, it's going to be an A push. Roku with a good ult there. He will be able to do 80 damage to a couple of the Blue Devils, including the Sova. And UFace looking, or he's been spotted by 2 here. He's trying not to peek the op. It's not the best decision, but Flash, you can't blame Flash. He is an amazing opper. He's just showing off at this point. And Blue
Yeah, many
Devils,
players in this situation would say op crutch, but when you get into this higher level of play, the operator is something that most teams are able to play around fairly well. And on this economy round, it's going to be super crucial for them to do as much damage to the economy of the Owls as possible going into the next couple of rounds. And Breezy left inside of a smoke. Perfect timing peek from Scriv to see if anyone's pushed out. And if we look over on the C side, 2D4K was ready for that little lurk. D-Young unable to find the headshot onto DD4K, leaving him at 49 HP.
Last player
Pika
standing.
lurking up into A as well. It's all up to Pika here with nothing but a Sheriff in hand, with a Rolling Thunder and most utility online, making noise. Now they know that he's A short. They were unaware that Spike was down that entire
10
time, and it's
seconds
still in spawn, but Flash might be able to go up and peek and see that Spike is there. Only 4 seconds left, and Scriv able to get that nice little peek off of the alarm bot, or sorry, the turret, drawing its attention. And yep, it's just as I called. It was about time for the Blue Devils to call a timeout going into the last 2 rounds of the half.
Blue Devils just assessing what just happened, how they got rolled in those past rounds, how they went from a 4-0 lead to a 5-5 tie game. Now they just need as many rounds as they can on attackers as Owl, or more rounds as attackers than the Owls can on their defenders round, because the Blue Devils chose to play attackers first, which means that they are an attacker-sided team. So if Blue Devils want to pull off this win, they will have to get as many rounds as they can. And looking at the util again, Blue Devils could actually pull off this round, because they have one more ult than Owls. Owls barely has any good ults to work off of, except for the Rolling Thunder, though from the shadows would be somewhat useful. It really isn't that useful when it comes to defense, other than getting information and getting the flanks. But of course, 2D4K could impress us with his skills here. And with the lockdown Rolling Thunder, we could see a quick A dispatch of Owls here as Blue Devils pushes up extremely fast. D-Young will be spotted by the recon dart and will barely dodge Roku's peek there, and will just be playing with the team. And yeah, there's really nothing much going on here. Ooh, but Flash does get a good shot with his op onto Breezy. Blue Devils, 1 man down. They have to push this. But look, the Cosmic Divide. UFace has the Cosmic Divide. They could work off this. They could get 1 round, 1 minute, time ticking. Can Scriv get the kill on Toodles, or can Toodles get the kill onto Scriv? D-Young pushing up. He got Roku. D-Young looking for Scriv now, because they know where Scriv is playing. Scriv gets a good shot on D-Young, and Toodles there. Can he get the 3rd kill on site? Scriv looking, but he can't. UFace gets the kill. UFace is slow though, because Scriv is really good at holding where he is holding, and Wave finishes it off with the clean double kill.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, what we're going in here, what we're looking at going in here is a absolute ultimate dump from the Blue Devils going into this last round. They know that they have to use their ultimates, and they know that they have to even the scoreline before going into defense, as this is a heavily attacker-sided map. So going 6-6, going into the defensive side is not going to be easy, especially if they lose the pistol round. So it's really up to this round right here, and using their ultimates in a way that really works in their favor, which especially works on C site, as C site is one of the best sites to use ultimates on. And Scriv with the operator is going to be darted out by Sova Drone, and they didn't hear the Jet dashing up on top of the box, but the flash coming out from Wave able to blind him, and quickly so much chaos is ensuing, and Wave was able to clean up with 3 on site, able to just shut down the entire push from the Devils, giving them 2 rounds of an advantage going into their attacker's side on the next half. Oh my gosh. Wave just held down that site like an absolute monster.
Man, what's happening, Blue Devils? You guys, they have to pull it back on the defense round or they will be out of this competition. And we definitely don't want that to happen. But we will see.
Just to reiterate here, it is a single elimination best of 3. I don't believe there's a losers bracket. Yeah. So if University, if the Stout Blue Devils aren't able to pull this in here, their season in that tournament is over. So it's really up to these next couple of rounds, especially here with the pistol rounds, for them to decide. And it looks like they're getting some super early aggression from the Owls up onto Garage. 3 players there. Backing out a little bit into mid. It looks like they might be going for a B hit here. D Young getting a little bit confident here. Spotted barely by Scriv and starting to back off. Ping's coming out saying that there's aggression into A lobby. And some bullets trading back and forth into B as well. Flash holding the angle here on window just in case somebody wants to push out. Both teams playing very meticulously because they know for a fact if they play the pistol round wrong, it could decide the entire tone for the rest of the half.
Yeah, and then
of movement over here into the C site.
Yeah, and Breezy getting a good angle here could result in Owls loss here. But 2D 4K will peek him because he was holding that angle earlier, but will get taken out quickly by Breezy. Wave will kill Pika. It is now a 4v4. Now a 3v4 as Wave hits a really good aftershock onto Cubby, causing Breezy to have to rotate out of that location. And Wave, his util usage is amazing. It's immaculate, but D Young's aim is even more immaculate as he manages to take down Wave while concussed. Toodle's gonna have to push here. He does manage to spot 2, but Roku holding a good angle at Logs. He will be able to take him out. U-Phase gets Scriv. It's a 1v1. D Young at 22 HP with a Sheriff. He just needs that lucky shot onto Roku. Will it happen? Will Blue Devils be able to take this round of the half? Will they be able to win the Defender pistol rounds? Let's see. Roku's gonna loop around, but Roku, he just catches D Young off guard. D Young takes out his knife and gets shot with the right click, with the classic there, passing it off to you, Lash.
Yeah, I absolutely. That was a great and very well played round by the Owls. They basically just gathered information until they didn't have time left to go plant. It was absolutely great, well played, very well thought out plan there on that pistol round, gathering as much space and information as they could, deciding on C, and then playing around it, and the stalling that was able to happen from the Owls to delay as much of a push as possible, as well as the just info gathering ability. And I mean, the only thing that the Blue Devils had to when it came to chance to bring it back was D Young being an absolute menace with the Sheriff and able to hit those clean one taps. And it looks like we're having a defensive setup here from the Owls in their own spawn. I mean, we got 2D 4K up on top of the boxes with Toodles watching sewers with a Phantom. Almost catching D Young there. I think they're still unaware of that. They're going for a little bit of a lighter buy, but they invested in a Phantom here to try and catch him off guard as much as possible. And Breezy just a little bit late on the turn. Flash able to catch him out with that Vandal before getting stunned. Trying to get a little bit more information. As usual from Owls, they play this very meticulously, very carefully, and Wave able to find one onto U-Phase and 2D 4K, getting beyond Toodles. They're trying to trade back, doing the best they can, but no. Owls locking it down with that gun advantage, keeping 4 of them alive going into their bonus.
Yeah, 9-5. Owls just making Blue Devils look bad, even though they aren't. Just not looking good. U-Phase with the 10-11, all of their team, or all of the entire Blue Devils team is in the negatives. They could pull this back, but it will be incredibly hard for them to win this 9-5, especially because they're now on the Defenders half, which, based off what we saw, it is definitely not their favorite.
Yeah, it definitely is not favored to be on defense on Haven. It is a very heavily attacker-sided map. Roku able to get that first pick onto D-Young, really shuts down a lot of space-making ability. He got a little bit too aggressive there in short with the false security he had from from the recon dart and fault line. But Toodles has a kind of a nice angle here in this pocket around the smoke, able to kind of see the attackers before they can see him, and the dart just barely unable to scan Toodles. They have no idea where he's at, if he's even on site or not, and it looks like the Owls are getting a little bit scared here. And UFaze might have an angle here to catch Roku off guard. Kind of have really good trigger discipline here, waiting for somebody else to come out, but they do not. Roku able to Toodles able to really shut down that push and get as much information as possible. Unable to find a second for PK. He tries flashing. It's all up to UFaze, and he can't do it. Wave with another 3K to win the Owls another round, making the score difference 10-5. That's a 5-round lead for the Owls going into the last quarter of the match here. It is not looking good for the Blue Devils economically, and they're not looking good on the advantage.
Yeah, Blue Devils need to call another timeout here, or they don't really have to, because ever since we already know the Owls' rhythm, once a timeout's called, they just get round after round. So it's really a double-edged sword for Blue Devils here, because they really need to get a round, which means they have to communicate in between, which they need a timeout for. But again, it won't happen because Owls will just stop that from happening. 10-5. They will Owls will get good chip damage onto Breezy here, and we will be seeing how Owls will be playing off of this slow, or how Blue Devils will be playing off of this slow push. But they let A free. A is completely free. No one's on site. The closest one to site is actually off of it too, and I mean, Toodles gotta wait for them to push up here. He has his Spectre out. Flash has to make a move here. Oh, but the timing so bad. D-Young thinks, oh, it's safe because my Toodles was watching it, but no, Flash just barely walks by Toodles. That is the worst timing ever. Unluckily for Blue Devils here, UFaze, they're just stacked up in that corner. Flash will get 2 more with that kill. Can Breezy get another kill? Flash 4K, and 2D will finish it off. 11-5. Not looking good for Blue Devils. This could be their elimination game. They did.
Yeah, it's about time. It's about time for a timeout there. Only 2 rounds left until they get caught. 2 rounds left until they take the series, and if Owls can take it home, they definitely will. The Blue Devils here have to win nearly like 6-7 rounds in a row in order to take it to overtime if Owls gets one more. The score difference is really not looking good for the Blue Devils, because if they mess up on rounds 2 times, it's over before they're able to bring it back and get close enough so that they can go to overtime and try to win by 2. And keep in mind, this was the Blue Devils map pick, and they picked attack, which on their side was a good idea, but I don't think they were counting on the Owls being really good on the defense for Haven here. And the ult economy is not looking good. The economy for the Blue Devils are not looking good. The only thing that they have is Cosmic Divide and a Force Buy coming out here, because they cannot afford to let the Owls get that 12th round, because as soon as they get the 12th round, the best that the Blue Devils can hope for is to go into overtime, and nobody likes to go into overtime, let me tell you that. And it looks like we're going to have the Owls go for a little bit of a B, a little bit of an aggressive B. We're seeing a bunch of pings coming out there. We're seeing them group up around window. It's looking like it's going to be an aggressive play, and D-Young going for the operator here, going for that really early push into A main. It's not looking good. They had a fast push up into B with the Rolling Thunder. Wave clearing out as much space as possible. Flash taking out D-Young on the operator. Toodle's able to take out Flash right back. 2D4K and Wave able to take out their own, leaving the Blue Devils 2-4 situation. Scrib is getting that spike down. Flash barely missed them. UFei's getting caught out in the open by Roku. It's all up here to Breezy in a 1v4 situation to try and take it back as best as possible. But the way it's looking, it might just be saving the rifle going into the next round because their economy is not looking good.
Yeah, and Breezy will have to... Yeah, he definitely will have to save this gun, but he will be looking for exit picks. Owl's just not giving it to him because they're all off-site. They know he's saving. They're hunting him down. They're like truffle pigs sniffing for the truffle here. But Breezy just hiding in spawn. He could be able to catch 2D4K here, but 2D4K with the long peek, he will be able to take him out. And Breezy just praying for them, or praying that he won't die, but Wave will stop that from happening as he takes it out. Going into match point, Blue Devils, this could be the end of Blue Devils' reign from here on out. Looking at their economy here, in shambles right now. They can only afford bare bones rifles, opposed to Owls. They can own Vandals and Phantoms. At this point, they can buy they can all buy ops at this point if they really wanted to. But of course, that'd be a little too cocky, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a little bit too much of a BM for them to all buy operators. But I will say I have done that a couple times in my comp games. If we were just absolutely stomping the other team, I've convinced my team to go all Odins or all operators or even all judges at one point, and we still stomped. It was a little bit of a raffle stomp there, but I mean, the Blue Devils, they're going to try their best to bring it back here. I mean, they got UFei's holding on to C as best as possible with the Bulldog. They got, and we have Flash. Hold up really, really close here into Garage. A lot of chip damage done, only 52 HP left on Flash. Two bullets from a Vandal. We'll take that out, or one from a Guardian. D Young in the Jet duel takes down Flash as they're kind of rotating over to A site, but Breezy is there, ready with the Killjoy utility set up, playing for life. Wave also trying to get everyone in as the main space taker is taken. The Initiator must take that space as best as possible, and it looks like the turret found somebody in sewers as well as picked off in long, and they might be backing off here, and from the shadows will come out here from 2D4K, able to catch Pika off guard a little bit as the spike does go down. In this 5v3 situation for the Owls, it's not looking good for them, but we've seen them come back from worse. 2D4K getting a little bit of chip damage done from that aftershock. Pika able to find Roku. D Young able to find 2D4K. The only one left is Wave. In spawn, didn't expect Toodles to be holding that angle, and a flawless round coming out as they go to pick up the rifles to try and do the best they can going into this next round. The spike is halved, so they have a lot more time, but that was a crucial round for the Blue Devils to try and bring it back, but they still need 6 more of those rounds before they're in a more comfortable spot. Comfortable is a strong word, but more comfortable is a little bit suitable there. These guys are on the back foot. They're about to topple over, but if they can get their feet planted and they can make a lot of space, and if they're able to just dig in, be aggressive, and make the plays that they need to, they can bring it back, and they can bring it to overtime to potentially win the series.
Yeah, UW-Stout's just gotta get used to how Owls is playing, and they just gotta find their Achilles heel, and it seems like their Achilles heel will be multiple people pushing in at once, but they will be giving in as they will be taking their individual 1v1s here. Owls already one-man advantage here, and the ults will go out to prevent the plant from happening.
You should run.
Blue Devil still got the Blade Storm out, but that will not stop the Owls from planting Spike. And the lockdown to stop it, to stop the push even more, stalling more time for UW-Stout. Oh, D Young caught off guard by Wave, isn't able to get the kill, but Breezy will be able to make it a 3v4 instead of a once were 3v5. He's not going to clear the angle. He's going to get caught by 2D4K. Flash kills one. It's up to UFei's, but she can't finish it off, and that is round. Blue Devils will be that is the round 2-1, really close game, best out of 3, and that was a big comeback from Owls there, because they went from that 1-0 to now a 2-1, finishing it off for the win.
Yeah, great plays there from the Owls. I mean, there's really not much to say. They were able to play more together as a team, and as soon as they got the Blue Devils kind of on the back foot, they were starting to tilt a little bit, and they just weren't making the plays that they needed to make in order to get that crucial victory round out. That was about it was the pistol round on the second half that really just cascaded into a snowball effect that, you know, eventually was an avalanche that just destroyed them, unfortunately. But it was a really close game on split, went into double overtime. These teams were neck and neck. I mean, what the gun disadvantage and the economy disadvantage didn't play in their favor, as well as Haven being an attacker sided map. It wasn't a good combination for them, especially going in 7-5 in the half. Unlucky for the Blue Devils, and unfortunately they stop here. They don't move on to the next round. It was single elimination. But great job to the Owls for taking this match 2-1, and great performance from the Blue Devils, doing their dang hardest to pull out the win from the clutches of the grave that they had been dug into, and just unfortunate for them. I mean, what do you think of those? What do you think of that last map, Bobby?
That last map was definitely devastating for Blue Devils, but they didn't lose their morale. They just kept trying to push back. They got that one round 12-6, but they couldn't quite get that overtime there, and they lost there. But the both sides had great players, great plays. The ace from D Young there at the first map, Lotus, that was absolutely amazing. And then we got the second ace from Owl side.
Flash.
Yeah, from Flash there, Owl side, and that was just incredible gameplay from both sides. Great sportsmanship too, and I'd love to see more of them playing, but sadly that is the end of today. I hope you guys are having a great day and the great rest of your night. This has been your host Bobby, or Caster Bobby, and
I'm Lash, and we really appreciate you guys watching these two Goliath teams go at it. But that's all we have for you guys today. So enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much to the UW-Stout esports team for having us cast this game, and for amazing matches that we can share with you guys online. But have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.
Tell me about your dreams, tell me everything you do. For me, my favorite toy story, my favorite face on me. My favorite toy story, both of his face and me. What it? Party's never over for me. My favorite toy story, both of his face and me. What it?